A cop had just rolled up to the scene.
Dude, it's no man's land on the mountain.
I was really nervous. I was really scared to crash my car. But I didn't want to be a pussy. I would rather crash my car than not try. All right, well, when I was 9 months old, my parents got divorced. I moved north to a little town just south of Fort Wayne. Went to school there, grew up there. Spent most of my weekends as a child working on race cars that my dad was working on, or I'd be at the local dirt track or Eldora or something like that, watching the races. And my grandparents had a parts trailer that they would sell parts and fuel out of at the racetrack.
That's pretty sick.
So
Kind
I was
of
involved with that stuff. Yeah.
Iconic Midwest trailer parts.
It was called
Or parts trailer.
Race and Parts.
To the point.
Trademarked. Just kidding. I don't know.
It's a lot of race tracking.
But yeah, I basically just grew up at the racetrack, and you know, I don't know what year, but
What kind of racetrack though?
dirt oval.
Dirt oval, baby.
Dirt oval. And I was probably 12, 13. Started messing around on YouTube. Started seeing some Ricer Miata videos. Well, back then it was Haggard Garage. Had all the guys in it. And watching those videos and watching them try to drift and put two turbos on a GS300 that was automatic.
Great idea.
Drift that, and you know, I was just seeing YouTube videos like that, and I was into turbo Hondas and stuff just off of YouTube. That kind of got me into cars and into drifting, and I started out. My first car was a Honda Prelude, 1992.
Ooh.
Bought for $500. Brought it home. Worked all summer when I was 15. Saved every single penny. And I bought a JDM H22 with a 5-speed attached
So before
to it.
you even had your license?
Before I had my license. And I saved up all my money and bought that engine and transmission. I bought all the other separate parts on eBay as well. Swapped that in there when I was 15. Took it from an automatic to a manual and put the JDM motor in there. And that was my first car.
Jeez.
Well, that was my
cool.
first car that I drove. I actually flipped a car before that, like flipped money-wise. I bought a wrecked 2003 car, and me and my father fixed that together. And I used some of that money to purchase the Prelude as well.
That rules.
So you always been into the car? The Japanese car?
Yeah, Japanese cars were always cool to me. I grew up around American cars. You know, my whole family loved, you know, American classics. And just because of the internet, really, is what got me in love with Japanese cars and, you know, turboed 4-cylinders and stuff like that.
What type of stuff on the internet?
Just YouTube. Oh, well, I
Like,
take
who were
that
you
back.
watching back then?
I was watching Haggard
Oh,
Garage.
Yeah, you said Haggard Garage.
For sure. That was the most watched. I think Adam LZ might have just been getting into it, or it might have even been before drifting. I remember watching videos as early as, I think the first video I ever seen from him was when he took his mom on a ride-along in his Cream 240.
Yeah.
Not that long after he got it, I think. Like, he had just put the 326 wing on it, and he took her around the block, and she was, like, flipping out. Hated it. But I don't know. I don't know if I can think of any other.
That Cream
YouTube
S13
channels that I
probably
watched.
changed a lot of people's lives.
Oh, yeah. It's a cool car. I like it.
Ain't too bad.
Yeah, it was overall, it was a good childhood for me.
What made you actually get into drifting?
YouTube, and I was currently, I've had a bunch of Hondas and all cars and trucks in general, but I had a Turbo Del Sol. It had an eBay turbo kit on it, and I had seen online that they were having these meets in Fort Wayne, first Thursday of every month at Halls.
Typical.
I thought, man, that sounds pretty cool. So I pulled up and in my Del Sol, and everybody thought it was cool, which I thought was cool. You know, nobody had ever really talked to me about the car before, but there were some people there that were actually interested in it, and yeah, just I remember seeing my first FD, Derek B's car.
Yeah.
And I'm just, just a kid seeing that car, and I'm like, holy fuck, dude.
That is the one.
It seemed like something you'd only see on the internet or on a movie or something. So seeing that car in person for the first time was a little bit, I wouldn't say life-changing, but it just makes you think like, damn, like other people are doing this. It's close to me.
It's hard to realize that people are doing it.
Yeah, I mean,
like when you start out.
Yeah, I always wanted to get into drifting, but it just seemed like something that you wouldn't be able to afford or you wouldn't be able to do. It's kind of scary when you're getting into it because you literally just don't know anything, and there's nobody to really guide you. But
I feel like we all kind of just dove into it without really knowing much.
Yeah, and one of my buddies got a black E30 sedan, and he let me rip around a parking lot one time. And I was doing donuts, and I did my first transitions ever and stuff in that car. And that night, after doing that, we went home and kept watching drifting videos and stuff online. And I was like, man, I got to do this. So then I sold my Del Sol a couple weeks after that.
And what'd you get after the Del Sol?
I got a black E30 coupe.
Oh, man.
Yep. It was sweet.
Wish you still had that.
I don't know. Not really. I mean, they're cool, but I don't think I'd want to drift one. That one especially was super nice. It was rust-free, super straight body on it. And I was planning on turboing that one. I took the motor out of it and just redid everything. It was all stock, but I put head studs and some special gasket. I don't remember. But I did research. It was an M20. And they're supposed to be able to handle like 350 or 400 with just a head gasket and head studs. So I put that in it. I didn't have enough money to do all the turbo stuff, so I just put it back together, basically stock. It was a totally stock motor. I mean, it had headers on it and stuff like that. And I drove that around for a bit, and I was still obsessed with drifting, watching videos, doing research like every night. And I convinced myself that I shouldn't drift that car. So I sold that. And I made a bunch of money on that car.
Thank God you didn't drift the E30.
And I used the money from selling that car, and I found a 350Z on Marketplace. And I went and got that on a Monday night, 3 hours away. Got home at like 11 p.m. And that was the turning point. I think 2 or 3 weeks after I bought that car was my first drift event. The July Luau.
Because I saw you there for sure.
Yeah.
That was kind
I
of
remember
crazy.
at that first event where I was parked, they were actually doing tech that day, and Phil's car was up there. And I think it was either his car or it was Jacob. I don't remember.
Carpenter's car caught on fire.
Yeah, it caught on fire.
Yeah, I remember
It caught on
that.
fire. And I remember seeing that like right after
In
I
the
got
tech
there.
line,
And I was
caught on
like,
fire.
fuck, dude.
Yep, I was in that tech line,
I was
dude.
like, what did I get myself into here? Got cars catching on fire in the pits.
That was pretty crazy to see that.
Yeah, that was my second event.
Amplifier caught on fire in that thing
Mm-hmm.
for the sub.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah, that was my
crazy.
first event though. I had done a lot of Instagram DMing to Derek King, and honestly, he did help me a lot when I first started out. Just like giving me stupid little bits of advice. Like I remember going to that first event. There was a fiberglass front bumper on that Z, and I was like, I should probably take this off right before I go on the track. And he's like, absolutely not. Like, you need to leave it on. If you destroy it, you destroy it, but you got to have your panels on your car. Like, you can't go out there and look fucking stupid.
Fair
So
enough.
I did, and like my second lap, I went off the track into the dirt and fucking exploded the bumper.
That's awesome.
Yep.
You deserved that.
Yeah, but it was cool. I remember he rode with me once that night. That was already after I got comfortable, but I think it was my 4th or 5th lap on my first drift day is when I linked the whole track. And then I remember doing like pretty spaced out tandems with J-Dubs.
Yeah.
We probably did like
That's
4 or
pretty
5
sweet.
laps that night. And Isaac Lemley, that was his first event too, I think. our second
For
event or
sure.
something. It was right when we were all starting out.
Yeah, he shared the hotel room with me and Cody.
Yeah. But it was fun.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
It was sweet. I had borrowed my dad's truck and trailer for that event. I didn't. I never did a whole bunch of street driving. I probably street drove to 2 or 3 events, maybe.
There were so many new local guys going at it that year.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
pretty
all
sick, actually.
all starting around the same time. It was pretty cool.
Big squad, hitting up all the events. And that was COVID, so we basically only had Drift Indy. For sure,
Yeah.
we only had Drift Indy.
yeah, that was the only one I remember.
So
at
everybody
first.
just went into every Drift Indy event.
Yep.
It was great, actually.
I have a list on my phone of all the events I went to, like those first 2 or 3 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And then eventually you stopped going to events.
Yep. I did.
It was pretty insane those first 2 or 3 years, though.
I think it was the second. Was it the second year or the third year where we did like 15 or 16 events in a year?
Yeah,
That was
we
crazy.
did. Yeah, me and you were going to like every event together, just trying to drive.
We had 3 in a row one time.
Three
And that
weekends in a row, yeah,
Included Vibes and Grid Life.
which was insane.
Yeah.
What'd you think about?
Dude, the other one was probably like a street league or something. Because it had to be something you just had to go to.
Yeah. Probably.
Definitely.
We just wanted to do as much driving as possible.
It was a lot more. Our cars were really cheap to run.
Yeah, they
Tires
were.
were pretty cheap.
I still
back
had no
then.
money.
Yeah, me neither.
Got to Vibes with like 20 cents that year.
That was the time, though. That was
Had no
literally the
gas.
best.
It was the most fun for sure. Was that era?
For some reason, I don't know if it just worked out a lot better, like those days, or if like we were just jaded. But we didn't really care. It was
No.
just going
We just wanted to have
crazy.
fun
We
and
were
drive.
crashing cars.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody really cared. A lot of no caring, that's for sure. You were pretty committed to driving that Z
Oh,
to
yeah.
the ground.
Oh yeah. I just thought, what's the point of driving if I'm gonna hold back and
What were some of the best things about that car?
oh man. It was comfortable, first of all. Street driving was fantastic in it. Still had
So
cruise
it was
control.
a street car.
Oh yeah, for sure. Still had AC and cruise control and everything, which it did have a stock motor in it, other than a fucking plenum spacer. But I ended up taking that out anyways. Yeah, I went through a lot. Went through fucking 2 or 3 sets of motor mounts. And then in the last podcast, you talked about how I had to ratchet strap it down at BMI
Yeah.
because
Legendary.
me and you hit, which is your fault, by the way, not mine.
Yeah,
motherfucker.
whatever, dude. Whatever.
And whatever impact that was, just like shook the car really hard, and it just broke the bolts on both of the motor mounts on my car because I had aftermarket poly mounts in there with through bolts that went all the way through, and it just broke the ends off of both of the bolts, and the motor just went over and just sat down on the subframe. But that was in the middle of our runs, so I went and got a ratchet strap and just ratchet strapped it to the subframe, straight metal to metal.
How old were you when you started drifting?
17.
That's crazy.
Yep.
What a nut. You were basically doing it by yourself, too.
Yeah. I definitely I had a little bit of help. Like, obviously, I mentioned earlier, my dad let me borrow his truck and trailer to go to that event, but financially wise, I paid for everything.
Right after you
myself.
kind of got your toes dipped in, I know you bought that truck and trailer from him,
Yeah,
like immediately.
Yeah. And I ended up buying that truck and trailer from him, too, which was a piece of shit truck at the time. It's way better now.
Sure.
Well, dude, it used to be you'd drive down the interstate, and just randomly the check engine light would just start flashing, and it would flash forever.
It probably still does that.
It doesn't. I fixed it before I sold it to Miles because I felt bad. I felt bad about it. Didn't bother me any, but I fixed it before I sold it
GMT
to him.
800s.
Still
Sick.
going.
Yeah, for
Thing's
sure.
probably got like 280,000 miles on it now.
That's terrifying.
Maybe 290.
Ooh, man. I'm worried about Miles' future in that thing, but
It'd be
whatever.
good. He just put new tires on it. Good to go.
Great.
Doesn't need anything else.
Good to go with the new tires. That's funny.
Well, you eventually went to a different car.
Yeah.
Your 350Z.
Yeah, actually, on that BMI trip where I ratchet strapped the the motor to the subframe. Local store, there was actually like a AutoZone hub in the next town over from Englishtown in New Jersey, and they had OEM mounts in stock. So that Sunday at BMI, I woke up early in the morning and went and got those mounts and put those mounts in, which was, I put those in like 15 minutes.
I remember helping you with that.
Bamboozled everybody at the track.
Yeah.
Like, what? You did Z mounts 15 minutes? What? It's not that hard. I mean, the other ones were literally broken in half, so I didn't have to deal with any.
Took it straight out there, doing Becky's on tree turn.
Oh, yeah. Straight after that morning.
Pretty killer.
Yeah, but anyways, on the way home from that trip from Englishtown, New Jersey, back to Indiana, I went through Toledo, Ohio, and I stopped at Jonathan Durham and Steve Scherzer's shop in Toledo. And I unloaded the Z and loaded up a S14. And we traded titles.
It's crazy.
And I took a S14 without an engine and transmission, but still had the full kit on it and cage and everything, and I took that home on the way home from the trip. Didn't stop it. I just stopped at his shop, picked it up, and went straight home.
Pretty sick.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
That was
story.
Previously my dream car.
You knew before BMI you were going to trade it too.
Oh yeah, it was planned out.
So you took your car that was basically already traded for and drifted it.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah. I mean, I definitely told him, I was like, hey man, I'm going to, I mean, he had previously been there, obviously. I mean, was he a part of the trio that when they won? I think he was. It was him and Mike and Josh, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so he had already been to that event with that car, so he knew what could happen to it.
Yeah,
he was cool with it. He was cool to work with.
That car, tell us a little bit about that car when you got it.
Oh man. Well, first of all, that's my first 240. I'm obviously a bigger guy, both in the width range and the height range, both.
Really?
So the 240s have a cat hump in them for all the U.S. cars, the left-hand drive cars, and that doesn't really work out for tall and/or big people because you can't mount the seat anywhere less than like 2 or 3 inches off the floor pan. So that's the first thing I did is I cut that out and welded in my own cat hump delete panel. And I put a Ultra Shield full containment seat in it, custom mounts and everything. It had 4 bolts on it on the bottom, and then it had four more bolts on it, like right behind my head, with brackets that went to the cage. So it was super nice and sturdy.
And properly fit.
Yep.
Fit the size.
One of our buddies, Josh Esty, had just this super menacing, sick-sounding 1J that he was selling at that exact time, which was also pre-planned out.
You basically, you really orchestrated all that.
I planned out all this stuff before
everything.
it happened. Like, I'd planned to buy that motor for like a whole year before that. It finally happened, and I saved up.
But it was
even more
supposed to
money.
go in your Z.
Yeah. At first, it was supposed to go in the Z, but then I don't know. Steve just I think he made a Instagram story post one day that was like, "Someone trade me a Z," and he was like halfway joking, I think. But I sent him mine, a caged PBM, suspension parts,
You really
car
definitely
that's ready
gave
to
him an
go.
offer he could not refuse.
Yeah, for sure. But I wanted his car really bad. That was my dream car. It already had a cage in it, so I didn't have to worry about that. I had a sick kit on it I could reuse. So we worked out a deal there. It's just straight
good
trade.
coilovers.
Yeah.
Good everything.
Yep, had C's Garage knuckles on it, which were good. They were good,
It was
but
a
not
full-
as good as B knuckle.
The chassis was fully ready to go.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was good.
And it was pretty legit.
Only a very small amount of rust. And the trans tunnel was already beat out because I think he had a T56 in there before with a LS. He had like 3 different motors in that car. But, the bay was ready to go. The way he had the wiring set up, since it had already been swapped, was super easy. It was just one power wire, and that did all the accessories. So it was super easy to do the swap and make sure that everything else worked too. It had turn signals and wipers and radio, windows, everything worked.
Now that I remember, that car, I don't even want to downplay the car because this is more of it's just a 240.
Yeah.
But They were pretty bummed out when you sold it.
Yeah, they were. That kind of made me a little bit upset because, like, I don't know what they expect me to do. Like,
Yeah, which we have no ill feelings. No,
yeah, I mean, nobody
we
holds
didn't
on to
either,
a car
but-
forever.
Yeah,
I
I just
mean,
thought it
some
was
people
ironic
do.
because like 240s, at least especially one like that, they're already. Hate to say it, but they're basically destroyed by the time
Yeah.
that you got it. So
Oh, yeah.
like, you weren't doing any extra harm necessarily.
I mean,
Well,
towards the
extra-
end.
yeah, I mean, 240 stuff. They get crashed
Yeah.
like all the time.
Yeah, but I put that 1J in it, and I bought the
Car
whole
was
swap.
amazing.
It was so cool. I bought the whole thing with the ECU and the harness and the motor and the tranny and everything. And the tranny mount and engine mounts and everything. I bought all of that from Josh. And basically just went home, and it's pretty much a direct swap other than some wiring stuff, which took me forever to figure out. And then after I got it all done, it would crank, but it wouldn't start. And it took me like a week to figure that out. But because when I got it, the harness was still attached to the engine. Like, everything was plugged in. So I didn't even check it. Everything was plugged in. Well, it turns out Josh, at some point, unplugged the crank sensor, which is a little bit hard to see because it's behind some shit. And that was unplugged, and that's why it wouldn't start.
Oh my god!
So I was like pulling my hair out for like a week.
Wow, that's so funny.
And it was, it wasn't right before the season started. This was like February that year. And I called him and talked, which he was super sick to work with too. I would call him like every day
Josh is
and
the
ask him
man.
questions.
He's really the man.
He is. I miss seeing him and hanging out and talking shit. But yeah, I got the crank sensor plugged in, and a few days after that, went to a boogie meets in it when it was still blue, and just beat the piss out of it on that trip. And it made it all worth it.
That was awesome.
I was hitting limiter, and
yeah, we were ripping down the highway.
Yeah.
I was driving my car.
it was cool.
What a good time.
That was the first drive with that car. It was like an hour and a half round trip.
It was a
And
very
it did
gnarly
great.
car.
Oh yeah, it was
That
cool.
sounded crazy.
Did sound cool. A little screamer pipe off the wastegate.
Yeah, you were pretty dangerous in that car.
What do you mean by that?
You could just do whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had your way with a lot of people in that thing.
What do you mean? Give me some examples.
Cody, go ahead.
Oh, I mean, it was just like, if you had a rear bumper on your car and you were giving Seth a lead lap, you basically wouldn't have the rear bumper on your car at the end of the lap. You could almost guarantee it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you might not even make it out with the whole rear end of your car.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Maybe I was a little bit too aggressive sometimes.
Well, it all worked out in the end.
Yeah, he crashed it until he crashed it so bad he wanted to sell it.
Yeah. Should we talk about why I did that?
I would love to hear
Should we
about
talk about
it.
that?
Well, you should tell us about what led up to it.
Yeah, like what was like your like top moment in that car?
My top moment in that car was probably
only had it
vibes
for a
that
year.
year. Yeah, I only drove it for 1 year. But it was definitely vibes that year. What was that, 2024?
You were definitely Vibes' main character that
Yeah,
year.
it was cool. I don't know. All of us really had kind of wished for a J-style huge entry along a wall because we all wanted to do the, big flick backwards, touching the wall, and we got the chance to do that. And I did unlimited
called it
laps
out.
that weekend. What do you mean?
You called it out when because we played Assetto a lot, like a ton, and we'd play those tracks with a big flick entry.
Yeah.
You're like, if we just go to a track where we can do this, we'll be able to do this.
Yeah.
Because we studied that style so often.
Oh yeah, we did it every night for a
and
long time.
always talked about it, like
Yeah.
all the time.
Well, it's ultimate. It's the coolest fucking thing.
Yeah.
You
Well,
can do in a drift car. in my
You were just
opinion.
like, I know I can do it. It's
Yeah.
just we didn't have the facility for it. And then
Mhm.
literally the first option, or the first time that you really got to do it, it was like, yeah, he was right the whole time.
It was cool. It was just a really cool feeling to be able to finally do that, like you said, after wishing for it for so long.
And you won the backwards entry.
Yeah, I won the entry competition. I got a steering wheel, vibes.
Which, if you want to see what run won that entry, there's a video on our YouTube channel of what is it? Your 2024 highlights or something.
Yeah. Yep.
With the S14.
Yep.
And there's a picture of you doing a back heel on that layout.
And you didn't get to do a single lap at that layout, right, Sam?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Vibes luck for Sam.
Oh, okay. I just
Thanks.
wanted to know how that made you feel that Seth basically got to live out his dream and yours was crushed.
Oh, it's fine. I'm still living my dream.
Oh, trust me. I wish that we could have got to do that in tandem, because I believe we could have.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
There were some other teams that got
I'd
to do some rather, in my opinion, rather lousy burst passes that I think if Sam's car was running and driving as good as it could, still.
Yeah.
I think that we could have done some crazy shit, and I would have been down to do some crazy shit.
It would have got crazy. We don't need to toot our own horn, but it definitely would have got crazy. We would have wrecked that weekend.
Oh, yeah.
But
we would have pulled off probably something nuts a few times and then totaled both the cars, guaranteed.
Yeah, that was definitely my highlight event, I think. I really never had fun driving solo until that event, just because of the entry was so sick. And
you were just doing, I mean, there were people doing it. How do I put this? That was an interesting event because there was a lot of people struggling with that layout just because it was really technical and it was also a lot of commitment and high speed.
People were going so slow. Like, dude, you got to be drag racing from the start line.
Yeah,
and
you
it was
should
a
have
long
been flooring
startup
it from the whole time.
Yeah, but I was at the top of third.
Yeah, which is
when I was flicking into that corner.
That's 70 in a Z transmission. Z gearing, basically. Yeah,
it had a Z diff in it too.
Yeah. So Z gearing, top of third, like basically limiter in third. Backwards on the wall.
Touching the wall.
Yeah. No joke, touching the wall backwards. And never bend it. You didn't bend it the whole weekend. Like, yeah, tooting your own horn here, I guess.
Over and over. You did it. You did it a ton of times.
Like every lap, it was on the wall. No joke. And that was like the repetition that me and you were creating on that damn video game. And dude, we always talked about it. It was like, oh, we could do this. I wish we could just drive this way. I wish we had a track we could drive this way.
Yep.
And it was like the proof was in the pudding right there. And your rain driving was off the hook that weekend too.
Oh man, that was I've always hated rain driving, but that day it was like a fucking monsoon. That day it was. I actually got a trench foot that day, because I was just driving the whole time and my whole body was wet the whole day. The pits were flooded. You remember? Yeah. Whenever I got home, the bottoms of my feet turned blue and purple, and they hurt really bad. But it was sick, you know. I just drove all day. I mean, Colton rode with me, and we were probably out there for 3 hours on the same set of tires.
That's
no cool down laps, nothing. We would get done with the lap, go straight back to where it was. Yeah, it was cold too. We actually went and bought some rain gear. I had a rain suit on.
Oh yeah, I still got that.
Me too. It's in my truck just in case. But it was so much fun, and I got to drive with Clint, which I had never really done before. We were dooring each other lap after lap. And got to drive with Zach Smith too. Same thing there, dooring each other. J-Dubs, same thing there. It was just those were the only three guys I think that came out, and it was just me.
Drift Indy guys.
Yeah, and it was just me on the track. Other than that, I mean, most of the time we were just out there alone. Me and C Daddy, he was riding with me. We would just do crazy entries, and there's a sweet picture of me backwards on the entry
in the rain, which is crazy. You're doing it in the rain, like. Man, it sounds like we're hyping you up, but it was honestly unbelievable.
This is glazing. Yeah. The TSB Glazing Podcast.
It is. We just talk about ourselves in glaze.
Whatever, dude. That's what it's about.
At first, anyways. After we get through everybody's introduction, we'll have to talk about something else.
Yeah, the S14 was pretty terrifying to drive with, but when we got to drive our two cars together, like at US Air, it was party time.
It was fun.
That was sweet too. We were supposed to battle, and you goofed it, or the shift knob goofed it, and then my shift knob later goofed it for the win.
I had such an easy battle in the 32, and on my entry when I was leading, I flicked it in third in the entry, and was scrubbing speed, and I went to pull it into second, and I just fucking broke my shift knob off.
This was at Drift Indie Street League round 2 that year?
At US
At
Air.
US Air.
Yep.
First time driving US Air too. How was that?
Yeah, it was fun.
After all those
It was
videos.
cool. It was really cool. It's honestly, I think I was a little underwhelmed. It kind of looks bigger.
That's kind of what I thought.
Kind of looks a little bigger on the video game or on videos.
I can't wait for him to drive it because he's going to love it.
Yeah, it's still cool. It's very fun.
It's an amazing track, but I feel like it gets a little bit overhyped, sadly.
I think so.
Like, it's worth going, once a year. I don't
Yeah.
know if it's worth going like 3-4 times a year.
I thought that drive sucked. It's like 8 hours just straight.
Well, it's like also Chicago.
Yeah, and you got to go through Chicago.
That part sucks a lot.
Yeah.
I nuked Cody's truck that weekend.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
He's still pissed about it.
Dude, me and Nacho jumped a jump on the interstate. You remember that?
Dude, remember the airplane? Lane. Fucking 69, went fucking...
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, we were coming out of Fort Wayne on our way there, and there was a crop duster that was just doing crazy maneuvers.
Oh, that's so
Oh,
sick.
yeah, he was doing barrel rolls, and it was crazy. He was
What a
coming
legend.
right down by the road into the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was sick.
Yeah, that whole weekend was kind of crazy because I had just built a motor,
Mm-hmm.
brought it there, barely made it there, and then it was just like, typical Seth v. Sam, I don't know what you call it, competitive practice session.
Crashing into each other.
Yeah, dude. And we almost pulled each other in the competition.
Yeah.
And that is still one thing that I would love to know is we have never had to battle each other. It would be very interesting to see who would
It'd
win.
be fun. It'd be really fun.
Cody, who do you think would win?
I don't know. Find out next time.
Yeah, maybe if Seth ever gets another drift car.
I would really love to.
But so you had that S14 that whole year. You only
Yeah.
had it for 1 year.
Yeah, one full season of drifting.
Had
Yep.
D-Max on that joint.
It was cool.
Our cars were sweet looking together. They had like matching styling.
No liveries too that year.
That was an
Just
interesting
red
year.
and black. It was. We kind of took a step back in the looks department, but the cars got so gnarly. Well, we didn't have time or money.
The cars
after
didn't even
building
get
those
gnarly.
cars.
The cars just got more fitting because I don't even feel like.
Well, that was Cody's first full year in the vert. My
Yep.
first year in a
S chassis.
besides the Z. So I went from a stock Z to 420 horsepower.
Jay-Z.
Yeah, and you went from a
S14.
Miata to 450 horsepower SR.
Yeah.
And Miles went from a stock M50 to a turbo M50.
Yep.
That was what that year was. We all had a bunch more power.
Oh my God, dude. The final bout driving we did that year.
Yeah, I've been looking at that picture over there.
Isn't that nuts?
It's cool.
That's a pretty crazy picture of us
Yeah.
driving. That might be the best team picture of driving we've ever gotten.
No, hell no. There's one picture that's the best team
yeah.
picture we've ever
Oh,
had.
He just doesn't remember
I
because
always
He's
forget
not in it.
he's not in it.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
unfortunately
'cause it was
probably dealing with a blown up engine.
Yep,
Well,
you
know
were.
he was because it was vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually why I didn't want to go to Vibes this year.
Yeah. That's understandable. I mean, you've had, 3 years in a row?
Especially because it's right before final bout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to Central this year?
That's what we're shooting for.
Yeah.
Central?
Have you got the
Fingers
green light
crossed
for
that
it?
we get accepted.
Okay. Still waiting?
Yeah, we might not get accepted.
Yeah, they might not like us that much.
That's okay.
Central will be cool, hopefully.
Yeah,
I
Central
think it'll
would
be a nice
cool.
change of pace. And also,
If not, if we don't get accepted, totally going to vibes though.
for sure.
That's my favorite event of all time, I think.
Me too.
The fries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't had those fries in a while.
Track's pretty sweet.
is
We
cool.
I did some laps with him at Smile Death this year. That was pretty sweet. I actually got a pretty satisfying amount of driving in that weekend on that track in my sweet car. The layout sucked. I had to do a freaking manji on that straight. That sucked.
Yeah, you could just drive straight though.
The problem there was that it was way too slow for third gear in my car, and not quite like slow enough for like proper second gear driving. So it was just like wheel speed, vehicle speed, way too close, almost on limiter.
Yeah, I kind of just did like not so much like a Manji, but I mean it was like a Manji, but like I had grip, you know. Like,
I also went straight out and just tandemed with you, and that was the line people were driving, and I just drove that. But no excuses. I wish I could have just kept driving it, because I did the big entry comp later that day. I think I got like second or third or something.
Oh, that's cool.
Or maybe top 5. I don't know. But I didn't do the driving I wanted. I wanted those run-ups to be longer on both of them. They had 2 sweet like hairpin corners. It wasn't better layout than the Vibes layout that year, but it was a very fun layout for driving with your whole team. Like 3-4 car tandems, it was sick.
That's the whole point, right? Team event.
oh yeah,
Oh yeah, good move. Very very good move for that event, especially with like. And they had to set up the track too for like all these like challenges.
How was that? I
sweet.
don't think I ever even heard of that. Heard about that. You know, the challenges part of it.
It was sick.
it was
fun?
tons of fun. Yeah, and like I was pretty good because it was like didn't take up a ton of the time. So
Still a ton of driving.
yeah, still a ton of driving. But
You
it
could
was,
kind of
like,
check in and do the challenges when you wanted. Besides the driving challenges,
even they had a window, but
Yeah.
like yeah, they were like pretty good subject matter on the games and stuff. So it was all good, and I think they're gonna do more of that kind of stuff this year. So
That's cool.
pretty
Are
excited
they going
for
to do
that.
one of those and Vibes?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
they kill it. They know how to run an
Yeah,
event.
that's cool. Damien's the coolest.
Hell yeah.
Every time I have complaints, it's like it's not even a complaint. It just sounds like it's like the only thing that I have to talk about that could get improved. But from the outside looking in, that event is like any Damien or Joe Sansone event is like a 10 out of 10.
Yep. I'd have to agree. Both good guys.
Oh yeah.
Really doing it for the right reasons, truly.
Mhm.
Yeah. So what happened to your S14? Or well, maybe you can tell us a little bit about what led up to what happened to your S14.
Oh, man. Well, it was the end of 2024. Last event of the season, October 6th, I think it was. It was going to be my first Drift Appalachia in Kentucky on a new road that nobody had ever drifted on before. And, yeah, it was super stressful just even driving there. It was kind of weird. I never felt a feeling like this before, but it was me and my girlfriend, Emma, with me on this trip. And we left home. We got like an hour away. And I was just like, man, I feel like we should just go home right now. So I kind of don't even really feel like going. I got a bad feeling about it. I just want to go home. And she was like, well, you can if you want to. And I'm thinking in my head, man, I spent $600 fucking to drive this event. You know?
They're pretty expensive.
Yeah. But I just thought I had to go. And that feeling never went away the whole drive there. And we got there, and I only had a hotel reservation for the next 2 nights, not that first night. I thought, well, we'll just be able to find one when we get there. And every single hotel room was booked. So we slept in my extended cab truck
Oh man.
in the Walmart parking lot
I
in the
didn't know
mountains.
that.
Dude, it was terrible. I basically didn't sleep at all.
That's not
It
a
was
very good
terrible.
way to start out a
Yeah.
street drifting event.
Yep, and it was so hot. And we left there in the morning and went to the road where we were supposed to be, and the pits was down in this dock to load into the lake down on this long road, and there was a big like a lodge, like a fancy hotel that's out in the wilderness out there is where the big parking lot was at that we were in. It was just like a boat loading dock. But we were all there, and we went out on the road, and I remember doing the sight lap, and these corners are so long. It's such a small radius of a turn that's super extended, you know. They weren't tight turns. They weren't short. It was super, super, super fast turns.
You've driven a lot of tracks, like road courses. You've driven
Yeah,
Gingerman,
I've driven Gingerman,
Summit Point,
yeah.
like a lot of high speed drifting.
Yeah.
So
And
when you're saying that this is some high speed drifting,
yeah, it was sketchy. There was, I think, basically every single turn there was no visibility to the next turn or anything at all. You couldn't see anything but what was directly in front of you, which is normal, I think. But the thing that was really sketchy, the thing that was really sketchy about this particular road is, you know, most of the time, let's say you have a corner that's going to the left, the camber of the road is going to be, you know, it's going to be down farther,
banked for the
towards the way you're going. Right. On this road, some of the corners, some of the biggest ones, they were cambered the wrong way. So when you would go and drift them, it would pull your car towards the outside of the road. So I don't know. I think I did eight times uphill, 8 times downhill, and I was still getting comfortable. My car was way too gripped up, but I didn't want to go back to the pits, so I just kept trying. And I was I was in third gear going around that road.
Those roads are super grippy.
Oh yeah.
People don't talk about that. You have to change your car setup.
Yeah, for
pretty
sure.
Good amount.
For sure. I didn't know that. It was our first day there. I was really nervous. I was really scared to crash my car, but I didn't want to be a pussy and, you know, hang out at the pits and not drive. Basically, I would rather crash my car than not try, you know. But even there was guys that I looked up to that were like, I'm not going to drive this road.
I have a tummy ache.
Yeah. Yeah, there's guys that I looked up to that were like, yeah, this road's pretty fucking sketchy. I don't like it. I'm not going to drive a lot. But I wanted to do it while I was there. And I was going downhill, and I went around a big corner that has no visibility, and I kind of was going too fast, and it was one of the off-cambered ones that sloped down towards the outside. And basically when I got to the middle of the corner, there was nothing I could do. So I basically got more sideways to the point where I was like 90 degrees with the road.
Yeah,
and
trying to scrub the most speed as possible.
I just hit the limiter and let the clutch out. But by that time, I already dropped a tire off. And the back of my car went into a rock wall. They're like, I don't know, 4 or 5 foot ditches on the side of the road. Well, the other side of the road was a bunch of trees and straight down. The side of the road that I hit was just like a 4 or 5 foot ditch on a rock wall.
Probably pretty good that you went into the rock wall.
For sure. Yeah, the back of the car went into it first, pulled the front of the car into it. It bent my left front wheel like all the way back under the car. It was touching like the footwell.
You did an endo.
Yeah. Yeah, at the end, the rear hit first, then the front hit first, or second after that, and then the car just went straight up in the air like that and slammed back down on the road. The crash didn't even hurt, but whenever the car went straight up and when it slammed down, that fucking hurt.
What were you thinking when you obviously knew you were starting to go off?
Yeah, I was just well, first of all, I was not too happy about my car, and I was already thinking about the fucking embarrassment of crashing like that, which there had already been like 4 or 5 people that crashed in that same exact spot just because it's so off-cambered, it just pulls your car to the outside. But I was also worried about my girlfriend, which was riding passenger with me, and her lap belt on the right side, it pulled the threads out of the chassis.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so she moved a little bit. I mean, she didn't get flung out of the car or hit the dash or anything, but she got a little loose. Yeah. Luckily, we had our
had the Hans on.
We had our Hans devices on and 5-point harnesses, and we were safe. Yeah, arm restraints too. So we were good, and it was a caged car, and it was fine. Yeah, that was a really shitty ride back to the pits.
Yeah, I think we were all pretty bummed out when we heard about that.
Yeah.
I remember just asking all day. We were like, how's it going out there?
Yeah, I had no service either. I couldn't text anybody and tell them what happened.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I remember because it was like Drift Appalachia had just started, it seemed like, and you were like the first one out of us to drive it.
Yeah.
We wanted to see how it was and everything, and already kind of thought it was pretty scary.
Well, originally I
And
was
like Seth was like the best driver on our team, and he goes out there and like it just fucking literally puts him in the dirt, and we're like,
I was just dumb, dude. I mean, honestly, I should have. I definitely could have made it
big
work.
dicking it on the first lap,
Yeah. Okay.
first day, big dicking it on the first day. That's it, right?
Yeah, that's a famous
that's
quote.
too funny.
But I should have, aired up. I should have taken it slower, or I should have just listened to my instincts and just stopped.
Yeah.
Or even whenever I left home and I got that feeling like I should stay home, I should have just. I think my mental was just fucked up that whole weekend.
Yeah, not
just
being
because of how I was feeling.
not being in the right headspace.
Yeah, and I had no like close friends there, so I'm there with none of my buddies.
I was supposed to be there with you.
Yeah.
I was supposed to get my car. Like, I was literally actively trying to figure out a way to go and drive that event with you, because I'll agree with you. Driving like out there without your team definitely sucks.
It sucks.
It's a
It takes a
different
lot of the
world.
fun out of it, in my opinion.
Well, it's just like there isn't anybody to like, I don't know, be like chill with, and like, because that is kind of like a high stress environment.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, you need someone to be leveled with you,
For sure.
because otherwise you can get mentally pretty goofed out there, dude. It's no man's land on the mountain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I didn't sleep that first night, obviously, and the next day is when I crashed, and I also didn't eat anything because they had like a food thing for everybody out there, and I think they cooked some fucking pork and like had mac and cheese or something. And it was like 2 little trays of it, and there's like 300 people, so they're like, all right, all the media guys come first. And they just wiped it out, so there's no food, and then the closest town's 30 minutes away. So I didn't eat that whole day. I had drank like 1 water and a coffee in the morning that morning, and still hadn't eaten by the time I crashed. And I had to, just to get my car on the trailer, I had to cut the tie rod off of it on that left side. And luckily, Mike Steele, shout out Mike, dude always has spare parts. Gave me some spare tie rods, put it on, loaded it up on the trailer. I had to rip the exhaust off too, because it was hanging out to the side.
Oh.
I loaded it up and we got out of there, went back, and we actually had reservations at a hotel for that night. And I went there, and there was a Mexican restaurant within walking distance of the
Oh man.
of the hotel. So I went there. I was freshly 21 a couple days before that trip. I got a jumbo strawberry margarita, and I got fucking hammered
Oh yeah.
that night because I didn't eat all day, and I was sweating all day. So I got absolutely hammered and went back to the hotel room and slept. Went home the next day. But
what did you think about the driving before the wrecking? Like, was it pretty?
Was it good, or
Like,
were you,
I know
were you
you
hadn't figured it out?
no.
I know you. I'm sure that your driving was like, you're a really super good driver. So
Well, thanks.
I just have known you for, what is it, like 6 years or whatever.
Mhm.
There is no, me and you kind of have a rule, and there are no rules. When me and you go out on track, it's always been known that me and you go out, like, it doesn't matter if it's lap number 1 of the day, the gloves are off.
Yeah.
Like, it's full commit.
It's going to be the first lap. We're going to hit each other.
So I hate to say it, but I wasn't surprised when I heard that you wrecked, because I was like, he was probably like ripping. Like, he was probably actually going for it. And
I was really trying, man. It was bumming me out not putting together good laps, I guess.
like, well, you don't do bad driving, like, necessarily.
I can. I've done bad driving.
Well, of course, but like, you don't do it. You are very, like, your standard is really high. So when you think you're driving bad, it's normally not the case. But that just shows how gnarly that mountain is, because I've done 2 of them since then, and I haven't had nearly the issues, but
everybody there that had driven other ones said that this one was
the gnarliest.
extremely more scary than the rest.
Yeah. I also definitely took some notes when you that whole situation, and made some mental notes of like, hey buddy, if there's one thing you do, you don't do what Seth did.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to stay well fed and hydrated and slept. definitely before you go do something
Yep.
crazy like that.
I was not any of those things that day.
Live and learn, I guess.
Yep, till the nighttime. Had some arroz con pollo, margarita, and I was actually happy that night. It was cool.
Oh man, was it kind of relieving or?
You know what?
Because I know the timing on this isn't fully just ironic.
How yeah, I mean well, first of all, just the stress of driving on that mountain and how scared I was of wrecking the car. I was almost like, let's just fucking get it over with so I can go home and not worry about this. Because in my head, I'm thinking, you know, I'm either going to have to wreck my car or I got to, you know, figure this out and do some good driving here. But I was so worried about crashing. I just didn't want to. I didn't want the embarrassment of it was honestly the biggest thing. I didn't care about fixing the car or,
of course,
you know, stuff like that. I just didn't want to be
fixed
like
it pretty quick.
Yeah, I didn't want to be that
Typical.
guy that everybody looked at in the pits when it comes back on the rollback and it's fucking wadded up, you know.
No one wants to be that guy.
But it happened, and I don't know. I kind of did feel a little bit of relief, just thinking like, man, that's done. Finally, I don't gotta drive.
There is
on
no
that
way
road
you
anymore.
can drive that road anymore.
Nope. Well, it's Josh. Josh wanted me to fix my car, which I couldn't have, because the control arm was bent so far back that the left front wheel was still almost touching the footwell. So when I turned, it would have rubbed. But yeah, I mean the whole back of the car was pushed over to
It
the
would have
right,
been pretty
like 2
crazy.
feet.
It would have been pretty crazy if you would have fixed it and kept driving it.
Yeah, I really didn't want to though. On like if I fucked it up that bad at a regular track, I would have fixed it and kept driving. But after that, on that road, I thought it'd be smart to just be done after that. Plus, it did hurt me. It hurt my back really bad that day. I had bruising all over my left shoulder blade and the center of my back too.
That's gnarly.
From that crash.
Oh. Yeah, it's for real out there. I mean, now that you've been, you kind of have probably a similar perspective from me that like there's a reason why there's a lot of rules to go drive that event.
Oh yeah, for sure. And safety stuff, it's dangerous.
Super, super dangerous.
There was arguably some other people that had worse wrecks than me and on the same exact spot. That's where everybody was going off. Because it was a big corner, like I was saying, where you had to carry a bunch of speed to make the corner. But if you went a little bit too fast, it just pulls you to the outside.
Mm-hmm. They said they'd never do that road again.
Yeah, thank God.
Obviously.
They shouldn't. It was stupid to do that road in the first place.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it's all right. It's in the past.
They had to learn. I mean, they were doing revolutionary stuff, man.
Yeah, for sure.
You were part of a pretty,
yeah. I was happy to be there. I hope I can get another opportunity in the future to drive, you know, or something.
Oh, dude, we actually have to bleep that out.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good.
Sorry.
That's fine. But we will have to bleep that out. Make a note, Carl. We cannot release the name of the road. They would, if they actually found that out, they'd probably be pissed.
Yeah, I apologize for that.
No, it doesn't matter. That road is a breeze. I was telling him about it.
Yeah.
I think he could do it. I think that you probably agree he could do it.
Yeah, I think any of us could do it.
It's really not. What did I say? What was I saying about it? It's not really like. I don't even remember what I was saying.
I don't remember. You were down.
I was saying it wasn't necessarily like super hard driving. You just need to be a consistent driver that makes smart decisions. Mm-hmm. It's more about decision making and like looking ahead and not being like, you know, they do have the gnarliest drivers, but also most of the time the gnarliest drivers are like some of the smartest people that are.
But there's also influencers there that kind of suck at driving.
You'll have that literally everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
The nice thing about it is that you don't necessarily have to drive with them.
Yeah. I understand the appeal to have them there. I mean, it's just more publicity, you know.
Oh, for sure. Well, that's what's making the event what it is. It gives it a ton of credibility.
Yeah, that's true.
And also leverage to keep it going. It's got a big footprint in the community. You should definitely do another one in the future.
I would love to.
So now what? Now what are you doing?
Yeah, what happened to your S14 after that mountain event?
Well, I'll just start a little bit before that event. Probably the whole that whole 6 months before that event, I had been thinking of I wasn't for sure going to do it or for sure not going to do it. I was just thinking, man, it would be cool. Because like I was saying earlier, I grew up around dirt oval racing. And, I have a tattoo with my grandpa and dad's number right here. And it's something that means a lot to me. And I've never got the chance to do it. And I don't know. I just thought it'd really be cool to buy a dirt car and work on it with my dad. And just get to do something like that with him. And he's also having a lot of health issues, especially in the last couple of years. So I was kind of thinking to myself, I should probably, if I'm going to do this, I should do it pretty soon, just in case, anything were to happen, or he just gets too old and he can't, be hands-on and help with stuff. And I just wanted to be able to do it while I had the chance.
You definitely had the perfect out.
Yeah, but I couldn't exactly. I've been wanting to do it for a long time, but I couldn't get myself to quit drifting and do that instead, or pause drifting and do that instead, because I loved it too much, and I didn't want to leave you guys. It was just a scary thing to think about, to leave something that I've been doing every day.
It's actually sweet now. Now that you're gone, we can get a hotel room and 2 people can share a bed.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It's sweet.
Yeah, but that kind of was just the perfect opportunity after I crashed the car. It kind of was I don't want to say it was a tough thing. I mean, it wasn't really a big deal.
I remember you came to us and you were like, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
We were like, hey, buddy, go ahead.
I don't know. I was scared. I don't want to make you guys upset, but that's something that I really wanted to do.
In hindsight, I wish we would have been upset now. I wish we would have been like, nah, man, you can't do that. Yeah. We're not going to be cool with that.
Yeah.
But,
oh, well.
Still happy that you're living out one of your dreams.
Yep. Me too.
You've got plenty of time, so you're knocking stuff out.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny, the amount of time that you did do drifting. You made a big impact on the people that you're around, so.
That's good. That makes me happy.
Definitely served your purpose. And the all-time best training partner.
What do you mean by that?
Dude, the driving that you could do was, insane. So, it made, everybody was just trying to drive, as good as you, or it was all just competition. You were a big part of keeping the competition spirit, pretty rowdy and aggressive. And you like doing competition drifting.
Yeah, I just want to win,
Yeah, which is pretty ironic because
yeah,
you did have a lot of bad luck.
Yeah, well, at least I won light.
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
that's something.
Did. Yeah, pretty legit.
Yeah, we didn't even know each other. We were on the podium together at Drift Any Street League Light in November of 2021.
Pretty crazy event that day.
It was sweet. There's a sweet ass picture of us
Yeah, we're stoked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was stoked to get second place. Oh, well.
Yeah, I just, honestly, right after that accident, I had the car at you and your dad's place to put it on the frame rack.
Yep.
And, pull it back out at least straight enough to where I could cut the back of it off and
did some quick frame work.
I was wanting to go S14.9 was my plan at first. I had everything
I forgot. Yeah.
I had everything in the cart ready to purchase. I was just still kind of trying to make up my mind. And
if you would have clicked that button,
it would have been over.
All over.
But after a lot of thinking and talking to people and talking to my dad and looking at race cars for sale on Marketplace and stuff, I decided, I just thought, I'm going to list my car for sale. We're going to see if anybody jumps on it. It has just been crashed really bad and then pulled back out, and it had no body panels on it when I took pictures to list it. But it had so many good parts on it. All the parts on it were so good and expensive. And somebody came and picked it up pretty soon after that. I think November is when I sold it.
Mm-hmm.
October is when I wrecked it, and that whole month I think it took the whole month for us to get the car actually done and pulled out, and then I
Mhm.
sold it in November.
Mm-hmm.
And then the weekend after I sold the S14, I went and bought my current dirt oval car.
Dirt ovaling.
Yeah.
What do you think about the dirt ovaling now that you've done it? You did it for a year.
It's sick. It's fun. It's a different atmosphere. It's sweet because it's a lot cheaper. Like, first of all, the track, well, we can go to a bunch of different tracks. We've only been to 2, but the one that's our home track is 30 minutes away from my house. So, and there is some two-day ones, but you just go home and come back. You don't, stay there like you do a drift event, and it's not so far away from home you can't go home. But
Yeah, it's a little bit more better for like a normal life.
yeah, exactly. It's way easier to manage with, having a job and other responsibilities and stuff. Even though it does take a lot of, nights and weekends to work on the car and get stuff ready, a lot of tire prep and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's sweet to be able to leave your house at 2, get to the track and set up and hang out for a while and do your hot lap qualifying, do your heat race, and do the feature later on in the night. And then you pack up, you pick up your cash that you win. You could get last place in the feature and you still get $50. It costs $20 to get in. That's your entry fee. All you have to do is pay a pit pass. You put your name in, sign up for the draw. They whenever you sign up, they automatically draw a number for you, and that puts you in your group for your hot laps and heat race. So you go out for your hot laps, and they treat that as qualifying. So it's just like a practice session, basically. You get 2 or 3 laps, I think. You just do a couple laps, and they qualify you based on your times during that. And then sometimes they'll have a redraw, which is where, they'll take the top 3 guys, and they'll flip them. So it makes it harder for the guys that are really good to do really good. So sometimes they have to start towards the back in the heat race, and then it's kind of the same thing from that. You could win the first heat race, which should start you on the pole, the first position of the feature, but they could do another redraw where you would start 3rd or 6th or something, just to make it a little bit harder for the guys that are really good.
Yeah, not put them straight.
And sometimes it could take a guy that finishes 3rd in the heat race and he gets to start on the pole of the feature because of the redraw, and he has a better chance to win, even though he might be a little bit less good.
Right, but he got out front first.
Yeah, but it's fun. I mean, it's cool to learn new things, and it's super fun to drive. It's so different. It's so raw, and it's really violent in the car. Like, you need a full containment seat to go around your head because it's just going back and forth the whole time. It sounds sweet. It's super loud. It's just cool.
Tell us about that car then. If it's super loud, what class do you drive? All that stuff.
I drive a 2016 TSR Super Stock, which is Indiana Super Stock rules, and this year it's gonna have a 421 cubic inch small block Chevy. Ooh, it's got a Willys carburetor on it, methanol, also known as alcohol.
Those are the same?
Yes, they're the same.
Didn't know that.
So that fuel is cool, except for whenever it catches on fire and burns you because you can't see the flames.
That doesn't sound very good.
No, it's not cool. But the fuel's super cheap. It's like, I don't know, $150, $160 for a 55-gallon drum. And it's easy to get. The sponsors are way easier to find, in my opinion, for dirt racing because it's local. So the business is actually...
that's fair enough. That's a good point.
Yeah, it's hard to get your local hardware store to sponsor your drift car when you're going 3 hours away for a drift event.
Yeah, exactly. So I have a lot more sponsor help. That makes it easier. And like I was saying earlier, the winnings, you get money every night no matter where you finish. You could finish 20th, get $50, or you could finish first and get $500. But there's no checks, there's no online payments. You finish your race, you go to the pay station. It's a little shed, basically. You go in there, you tell them your name, you sign the paper, they hand you cash, and they hand you your ID back. You hand them your transponder, which is the little box that goes on your car for the scoring loop on the track that keeps track of your position on the track and what your lap times are. So it's like a rental service. You go up there, give them your ID. They give you the transponder, and then you swap back at the end of the night, and they give you your money from the feature.
That makes sense.
So it's $20 entry fee, and you could potentially win $500 and go home that same night.
Interesting.
How many races are you doing in a season?
For me personally, last year I raced 10 times, 9 at Montpelier and 1 at Brownstown.
Didn't a bunch get rained out at the beginning?
At the beginning of the year, there was probably 4 or 5 or 6 that got canceled because of rain. This year, they have us on the schedule for 14 or 13 times, just at Montpelier. But
your car's got, I think you got even more tracks you can race at now with your car. Some rules changed.
Yeah, there's been some rules changed at Butler in Michigan that makes my car legal. So we might try there. There's some other tracks.
I love Butler. I grew up going to Butler.
Never been.
I gotta respect to Butler. Car. Yeah, go to Butler Speedway. Place rules. I grew up going to a lot of dirt stuff. Cody's getting into it more, so I'm sure he's probably gaining some more respect for you.
Yeah,
getting into
dirt
it.
racing is cool.
Sick. We will win this year.
Dirt racing is cooler than grip racing.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Dude, any kind of racing where the cars get sideways is cooler than sports or racing when they don't get sideways.
Yep.
Just a fact.
It's as simple as that. Not even much more to say about that. So your first year went pretty good though when you did get to race?
Yeah, it went pretty good. I'm racing against guys that have it's not a beginner class, not even close to a beginner class. So there's guys in there that have been racing for 30 years. They've got fucking 15 championships. These are guys that have won hundreds of races.
Real grown men.
Yeah, for real. So I'm racing against champions, and I think I got 7 top 5s, 8 top 10s. My best finish was second. I finished like half a second behind of the leader one time, and it was sweet.
I've always been interested in the competition aspect of dirt racing, like when you started to get into it, because I was like, drifting is pretty competitive, like at least in some like events and stuff.
Yeah.
It can be. And I was like, you don't really handle like, I'm not going to say you're a sore loser, but like you really want to win.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
and if it really sucks whenever, of course you should do so good that you don't have to leave it up to somebody's judgment. Mm-hmm. But most of the time in drifting, it's up to somebody's judgment. So if somebody doesn't like you or anything like that, it can affect how they score you.
Yeah.
Or you can just suck.
Or can't. Yeah. I mean, it goes both ways.
I haven't done the best personally in drifting competition. But
I mean, you're definitely onto something with that. That is a real thing that happens.
Yeah, but
emotions.
It's much cooler with the dirt oval stuff where, there's no question about it, If you're fast, you're up front and you pass tech, They can't take that away from you. If you win, you win. Mm-hmm. It's up to you.
Yeah, what I was gonna say though was that the competition is interesting because there's people out there that like, even though it is your local track, they're like program. They're like they've got their life savings in their local racing program.
Yep, there's people that show up to Saturday night local racing with a toter home, and
there's a reason why you see viral clips of fist fights all the time at dirt track.
Yep.
Like,
it's a thing.
People really want to win, like big time.
Yep. Yeah,
seems like the grudges there, like actual competition wise, are a little bit more severe. And I was interested to see how you'd handle it, but it seems like, you handle it well because you just be like winning. Yeah,
it's fine. I mean, as long as nobody does you wrong or you don't do anybody else wrong, you're not really going to have any problems. And luckily, I have I already knew people there. Mm-hmm. Even people that I was racing against, because I grew up there, and everybody there knows my last name, because of my family. I previously won 1 billion races at this track.
Yeah,
back in the day. Yeah, we got a rookie of the year this year, and 3rd place in the championship points. So couldn't be too mad about that. We were only 28 points, I think, away from winning the points. But we were consistent for sure. Like, we were in the top 5 pretty much every night in a field of like 20 cars. And then the last night, the last race of the year, There was 35 cars, I think, which is our biggest car count we've had. And the national champion was there. Like, there was a bunch of really good guys there. And we got quick time, the fastest time in qualifying by a lot.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, which is crazy with the national champion there and everything, too.
Yeah.
And I actually got to race against him in the feature. He did get around me. But he didn't pass me like I wasn't moving. So that
Right.
was cool.
You, everybody was pretty interested to see how it would go for you. Do you think that anything from drifting translated?
Oh, for sure. I mean, especially when it comes to the feature time, you know, the end of the night, the track gets super slick. So you really have to know throttle control is a huge thing, but also just like really control over everything. Like you can't be too crazy twitchy on the steering inputs. Like a big part of being fast is being smooth on the dirt. Like you just had to be smooth with your inputs, and I don't know, you just have to have a good feel for the car. And I think drifting has done that for me. Give me a good feel of, especially like traction wise. Like there's a bunch of guys out there that'll just floor it all the way around, and they're just spinning. I don't understand it, but maybe drifting helped me with that. But it's easier to feel, you know, the point where the tires start spinning.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that helps a lot. Just keeping it gripped up and moving.
Yeah, and you went out first heat race ever.
Oh yeah,
With like basically no practice laps because it kept getting rained out, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And
I won.
Yeah, you won that damn heat race.
I won my first heat race. It was
like
cool.
your first heat race you ever tried to race and you won it.
Yep.
That's nuts.
And then that night, I think I got 5th in the feature. That night
you got DQ'd.
I pulled off, yeah.
Yeah, DNF'd.
The second night, my first feature that I actually finished, that I ran the whole thing, I got 5th, I think. Or 4th.
Yeah, you just kept just very consistent.
Yeah, we were consistently good, just not quite good enough. But I was scared to like put all my eggs in that basket because I didn't know if I would really enjoy it a lot. So I didn't want to, you know, go out and spend money on this and that and spend all my extra time, you know, working on it to make it as good as it could possibly be. But this year,
so you literally went out for your first season as a trial run to see if you would even like the sport, and you ended up being 3rd overall at your local series, which is not like, you know, that's a track where there's a lot of cars that drive that series.
Like for example, the guys that were winning, they all got brand new tires every night, on the back at least. All of my stuff was 2 years old. All of my tires were 2 years old,
which is insane.
That's a huge disadvantage. But this year, new tires, putting a new motor in it, got new custom valve shocks, everything. Yeah, dude, I spent $1,300 on some shocks.
That's awesome. I did that once.
So it's gonna be good. I think car's gonna be fast. We're figuring some stuff out. It's gonna be good. We're gonna win this year. I'm gonna win the championship, and I'm gonna win at least 4 or 5 features. I'm calling it right now.
And then
it's on the record.
Then you're gonna retire on top.
Yep. I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead and get back to drifting.
How soon?
I don't know.
How soon until you get back into drifting, you think?
I don't know. I'd like to think soon.
Because you got pretty, you made some big moves recently.
Yeah, I mean, I've wanted to obviously get, you know, be able to do both as the ultimate goal, but that's just a little tough financially, and I've been saving like crazy to try to buy my first home, and we finally checked that off the list about 2 weeks ago, so that's out of the way at least. So
yeah, you've been killing it.
I'm trying, dude.
Yeah, you've just been doing the freaking thing.
Thank you.
Some people used to say all but 2 live with their parents. Now they might say all but 2 own their own home.
Yep.
I don't know if those numbers add up, but
I don't think so. Not anymore since the new members have been added. All but
4. 2.
all but 4.
All but 4 own their own home.
Oh.
Fuck.
Yeah, we're screwed, actually.
All right, it's fine.
Yeah, you were pretty like You were the first team member that we added on that wasn't part of the original crew.
Mm-hmm.
How
Oh yeah,
was
you
that?
guys didn't even get into how I got added
Damn,
on
that
the
is
team.
insane. All right,
That should have been the first thing.
here we go for another hour.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So, how was your? We should talk about that, shouldn't we?
Yeah, because we were we obviously went to all the same stuff, but I don't know if I was just oblivious because your car wasn't red, but I had no clue who you were until one day Sam was like, "Hey, you know this guy?"
Mm-hmm.
And so,
I kind of do that to Cody a lot.
and I was like,
Hey, you know this
I
guy?
was like, "Oh yeah, I'll check him out." Like I looked at his Instagram or something, and I was like, "Oh yeah, he can drive good, but his car is blue, and I don't know this guy. I've never met him before." And then Sam was like, "Oh well, we can hang out with him," and you know. Well, so what was it like for you to see us from the outside?
I mean, obviously, like I was saying earlier, you know, it was something I kind of went into alone. Like I didn't know anybody besides, you know, DK, but we weren't friends. I was just, you know, would ask him questions, kind of like a, you know, just a guy that knows more about something than you. You ask him questions, but I don't know. I didn't really have any friends going to events alone, and I see these guys that live local, you know, that started up this team, and they're hanging out all the time and driving together, or not really, but you know, they're hanging out together. They're pitted together at the track, you know. Bunch of cool guys, and I had hung out with Sam and Miles because they came over to help me wrap my car, which was a super nice thing to do, by the way.
Yeah,
Even though I paid you.
you
after.
did pay me.
You didn't ask for it. I paid you.
I didn't.
No, you didn't.
I never do, really.
I paid you just because.
Man, good thing you brought that up. I feel that makes me feel really good. I definitely should have charged you.
For sure,
Frick.
dude. You wrapped my whole fucking car.
Dude, your whole car. Yeah, and it was all KBD. I remember.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this is not good. This needs like painted.
Mm-hmm.
Won't stick to it.
Yeah, but that's how I got introduced to you and Miles, really. So I got to hang out with you two, and then after that was the off season in 22, I think, the end of 22. So then we were going into 23. No, that was the end of 21.
Mm-hmm.
It was into 21.
End of
We
21.
were going into 22 season.
Yep.
So obviously we were all going to opening day at Drift Indy, and I remember asking if we could go together. You know, I didn't want to intrude on the team stuff, but
Mhm.
I wanted to have somebody to, you know, to go with and hang out with and stuff. And then
Yeah, we were all street driving.
I street drove that weekend too.
Mhm.
Crashed my car into the wall.
We did, I was pretty, I definitely set the stage because we did, 3 days of drifting back to back to back?
And
In
two,
a
at
row.
two different tracks.
2 different tracks.
We did 2 days in 2 days in Dayton and 1 day in Indy.
We were definitely in motion back then.
Yeah, that was crazy. 22.
It was cool. We did it
22
though.
and 23 were the years.
Yeah, we were going nuts.
Mhm.
I mean, we still go pretty nuts, but back then it was just so much more.
Not like that
feasible.
though, dude. There was way less responsibility for
Yeah,
me
way
at
less
least.
responsibility for
Yeah.
sure. We were just winging it.
I
We
think
also
I was-
didn't really know what was gonna.
Yeah, I was 18 that year.
We didn't know anything.
Yeah, so it was like you had wrecked your car.
Yeah,
At-
yeah.
at
At
the
opening day,
opening
I wrecked
day.
my car. Well, we were staying at the same Airbnb. I was staying with you guys.
Yep.
So we got the chance to hang out and get to know each other.
Sheldon's crib.
Yep, get Applebee's and everything.
Yeah, and then we also had a an emotional distress moment. Also,
Oh fuck yeah, dude, that was crazy.
I don't think that
We've
was
never
the same.
told that story.
I don't
I
think that
haven't
was the
told the
same
story.
day.
it was.
It was
No.
the same day
Yeah.
as
I
I
thought that
crashed
was-
my car.
That was a street league.
No,
No, that was
we
opening day.
We stayed at Sheldon's for a street league.
Nope.
Are you
Opening
sure?
day.
I
Positive.
got pictures of our cars outside.
remember
because
because he brought his dumb friend, his friend that says "ol." You know,
Yeah,
you
I do
remember.
I do remember now.
But anyways, yeah, that was that day, that weekend, and I crashed my car into the wall because I was going on to the transition to the bank.
But you're big
Care.
kicking it on the first day.
Yeah, all right, motherfucker. My lead steer tire debeated,
Yeah.
and I was straight wheel on the asphalt.
I think I was standing right in the stands when you did that.
Yeah, you were.
I was like,
Because I remember you walking up after I crashed, and you were like,
And that you had just,
yeah, dude, I was terrified.
You had just gotten your car pulled back to the pits when I had rolled in.
Rough.
Yep, but I pulled it apart. We went and got a new control arm that was bent, put that on, and got the tire, beat it back up, beat the fuck out of the fender, got it back out, drove the rest of the weekend.
And that your car was bright blue.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I smashed the left front fender in and the rear quarter panel too. Real bad.
Oh,
in
man.
the back.
And you street drove it there, so
Yeah,
you
yeah.
had no option.
Yep,
You
street
were
drove it
fixing
there.
or
Drove it
calling
those
somebody.
2 days, and then drove it to Indy the day after that. Drove from Dayton to Indy, drifted the whole day there, and then drove from Indy to Fort Wayne home.
We did our first tandeming there.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's a killer weekend.
Yeah, and then you figured you had to fix your car, right?
Mhm. And I didn't have any more blue wrap left, so I was gonna have to order more.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, "Hey guys, what if I just ordered red?"
Pretty good call ordering the red wrap. Then we had to
And-
rewrap your whole entire car.
Yep.
Like 1 month later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
and
you
pretty
drove
soon
one
after.
event with it as blue, and then we went to a street league and it was red.
Dude, my girlfriend was so pissed at that time
Really?
because I think it was a week after opening day was the prom,
Mm-hmm.
and we were so excited to take the Z to prom, but I crashed it and it was all fucked up, obviously.
Oh,
So we took my Honda Accord instead,
oh man,
and it would like die. It would just shut off while you were driving.
that's too
You had
funny.
to start it back up.
Yeah, it wasn't very long. I remember we thought it would be so funny if we just hurried up and wrapped your car red and you just showed up. You showed up opening day for the first time ever. Your car was originally purple or something, and then you showed up and it was blue for one event, and then the
Yep.
next event, which was 3 weeks later,
Mhm.
it was a different color entirely.
Dude, I remember it used to piss me off that first couple weeks whenever my car was blue. Everybody and their mom, "Oh, your car looks just like Joy Ritter's.
Yeah,
Oh, you and Joy Ritter have the same car."
yeah,
I'm like, dude, the cars look totally different. Like they're the same color wheels, same color car, I guess,
yeah.
but totally different kit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That just rubbed me the wrong way. I love Joey,
They were close enough
But-
to goof them up.
but man, I hate when people said that.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you decided to join a team where every car looks the same.
Yeah, but that was cool.
Good going, buddy.
Yep, it's all right.
Yeah, we added you on, and I think made a pretty good move. Cody,
yeah.
Cody, how was that for you?
Yeah, I would say it was a good move. Seth definitely helped advance all of our driving.
That was your selling point. We were like,
Thanks, guys.
this guy's pretty good at driving. He'll definitely.
Yeah, it was like Seth had been driving the exact same amount of time as the rest of us, but he was so much better than all of us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
that
remember
was
at
crazy.
first. I remember when Sam first came to me about Seth, and I was like, "Well, first of all, I don't know this guy, and second of all, he's somehow way better than the rest of us, so he's gonna make us look bad." So
I think I remember saying like, "Who cares?" or something like that. I was like,
And then-
"It doesn't matter."
And then you spend 3 days with Seth, and you're like, "Yeah, we got to have this guy."
Yeah, it
Thanks,
didn't
man.
take
That's very
long.
sweet.
It didn't take very long. we were moving pretty fast
Oh yeah.
as usual. We're always moving a little fast, but yeah, you did like a ton of driving that year with your Z street leagues.
Blew it up too the next year, actually.
Yeah,
Well, I didn't blow it up, but
yeah.
it needed timing chains, so I just put a new motor in it instead.
Mhm. Yeah, that was interesting. You didn't get door taps came the year after that. You got the first door tap
Yeah, on
ever
Josh Esty.
for T.
That was the
SB.
coolest thing, and it was the best one. You like, it wasn't like I just was following somebody far away and I just went up and
Mhm.
did that. I was in Josh's shit and I barely grazed his door. Like I didn't even know that I did it until
Yeah.
we got back and Josh came over to me and he's like, "Dude, you fucking rubbed my door."
Yeah.
And I got so excited. That was the best feeling ever.
Yeah,
Like, no way I just did this.
That was when we became friends with Josh, or you became.
I was
friends with him.
I had knew him from whenever I won light, whenever we podiumed at light together.
Mm-hmm.
I think we both got bumped up to regular street league because we were on the podium and other people dropped out or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And my opponent was Josh that day.
Yep.
So that was the first time I talked to him really and got to know him a little bit. And then, yeah. Especially that year when, whenever he had the Tiger wrap on his car. And
super influential on
oh,
us,
yeah.
like,
yep. Got to hang out with him and talk to him a lot and ask him questions, stuff like that. He was super helpful.
I remember
Stuff like
seeing him
that.
in the pits at Street League, and then he had just showed up with that Tiger wrap for the first time, and typical. They had that concise styling, and I remember someone like making fun of him, and I think he like shouted something back at him, like very,
he would.
very, probably something wickedly vulgar, and I was like, "Oh, you can do that here."
Dude, do you think he even does that anymore? He's a changed man, honestly.
No, he's always been a nice guy. If you ask him.
Yeah. Josh is a really nice guy. He's true to himself.
Yep. We love Josh.
He played a massive part in a lot of just like me and you, pushing me and you to do
Oh, for sure.
to do stuff that was like, he knew that he could see something because he was
I think he could just see how bad we wanted to be good.
Yeah.
How hard we were trying.
Yeah, and he gave us the option to he was letting us drive with him.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's not very often when you have people that are just like willing.
Yeah,
that.
There was a time at Jackson. No, not Jackson. What was that track called? Corrigan Oil.
Mm-hmm.
Where he let me chase him for like 6 laps in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And one of those laps, I have it on video, was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
It was just perfect. Like that was the whole point of those laps was I asked him, I wanted to get better at entering
close.
on his door.
Yeah.
And that did it. Just those couple of laps, I had Wild Boy by MGK on repeat on my radio.
Oh no.
It was good though, dude. It hyped me up. I was excited, and we just was ripping off laps, and it was so much fun, and a whole bunch of door taps just in those couple laps.
I remember him doing that to Cody too.
Yeah, it was fun.
He did the same thing. He was always like, "Hey, let me be your guide. I'll let you basically just have free reign and have no really any repercussions to trying to learn it."
Yep.
Very thoughtful. Very thoughtful.
Good guy,
mentoring,
Josh.
yeah.
Yeah,
Some
I
cute
should try
cats, too.
We should try to do that maybe a little.
I feel like I was just gonna say I feel like we kind of have a lot of those tendencies going on today. Try and mentor our buddies that are coming up.
Yeah.
And make sure that they're giving them the opportunity to have someone they can trust to drive with when they're learning, because it's great learning with your friends that are like learning with you at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But having somebody that already knows what they're doing is it's a big step, I feel like.
What, dude?
You look like you're just having a flashback.
I haven't been here in a while.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Gary's house in a long time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you should come back more often, dude.
Yeah, I will.
Now you got your own house, though.
Yeah, I do.
Getting
Sweet.
back on the sim. We just played the first sim laps we played in like over a year.
Mm-hmm. I need to figure something out, dude. The brake pedal's bad.
Yeah.
I just went slamming into you guys twice.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, Seto was a big deal. Big deal for us.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of driving.
Dude, we played it every night for a couple hours for
Mm-hmm.
a long time in a row.
We did a lot of like midnight. You would text me and be like, "Put the Mahon server up."
Yep.
And I'd be like, "All right." And then we'd just play for like 2 hours straight.
Yep.
It's just lap after lap. Trading. Me and you always very adamant about switching off lead and chase, like dickheadish about it.
Oh yeah, if somebody tries to chase twice.
Yeah, it was like
No way.
not happening, buddy. Not happening.
Chasing is so much more fun than leading, dude. It just is.
I love leading though. I love putting on a bro line.
I hate leading.
Oh, I know.
I just want to beat down the door in front of me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember you and Miles. I was pretty bummed out when you and Miles kept driving with each other at Street League. You guys wouldn't let me drive with you. It's like, bruh, come on.
Yeah, Miles still does that.
Yeah.
Still does what?
Won't
He won't
lead.
he won't lead or like drive with us.
I don't think Miles did lead lap pros all year.
I don't.
Wow.
Look, I noticed it the
I
other
don't
day.
even want to put that label on it, but we can't remember.
We noticed it. I noticed it the other day when we went to his house, and I was like looking at the side of his car, and it's all clean. And I'm like, I know if Miles was in front of me, I would have done something about that.
Yep.
Like, so there was no way he was in front of me.
Dude, do you remember the media day when we first got the S chassis and Miles turboed his car? I just painted the side of everybody's car that day. Dude, it was awesome. Your whole entire door, all the wrap was rubbed off of it.
That was a really satisfying feeling because, like, most of our cars worked really good that day.
Yeah.
And it was private, and we were still feeling it out, but we got to do some driving at the track that we know the best.
It was so fun. That was a fun day.
It was so
for me.
rowdy. So rowdy.
Well, it was my first time on a bigger track, on a track I could actually stretch the legs.
I remember we were talking about when we were driving that whole day, we were talking about how it was so sick how you could put it in third gear and you could put your foot to the floor when you were leaving the last turn.
Yep.
And you could just stay in it to like the track exit or whatever. That was the first time you had enough power that you could keep gaining speed at the end of the course.
Cool. I had a lot of fun that day, and my car had the gun limiter that day because the injectors were getting clogged up. You remember that?
Yeah.
It'd make really loud pops and bangs when you hit the limiter, and I just let it sit on the limiter all day, every lap. It never blew up though. That motor never blew up. Still runs to this day. The only thing it ever needed was a head gasket because it started leaking a little bit of compression into the coolant, but that's it. And it wasn't even bad. It was just a little bit.
Do you know what's the update on that car?
He just texted me.
Someone just asked me about that recently.
Really?
Yeah.
Who asked?
Clint.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd he say?
I think he just asked whatever happened to that car,
Oh.
and I think I said some other guy owns it.
Yeah. He texted me earlier this week or last week and asked. He's like, "Hey, I'm finally getting around to getting this thing put together. But, it just needs body panels. It's ready to go mechanically."
Mm-hmm.
He was just, like, asking what oil to put in it and stuff like that. So I told him. That's
pretty
it.
cool.
So as far as I know, he's trying to get it ready for this year, I think. I don't know. He's got, like, 4 other cars, I think. So.
Do you think if you could get that car back specifically, you would buy it?
I would want to, but it'd be a smart decision not to.
Why?
Because it's fucked up, dude. That car has seen years of very hard abuse.
Would you just go straight to another S14, though?
Yeah, I'd like to. Just a nicer one. Like, I don't even care that the body's fucked up on it, but the interior was just, the cage. Really, in order to have that S14 be what I want it to be, I would have to cut out the cage and put a new one in it.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Definitely.
The welds on it are just terrible. Like, dude.
Yikes.
Yeah, so I don't think I would own that car again unless I get it for a really good deal, because I would love to have that
The engine is
back.
so sick.
Also, the CD adapter plate is like really old, and there's no brand on it, and there's no information about it at all. So I had to do a lot of my own figuring out on that. So I'd have to swap that out too.
Muskie told me a pretty cool story about that.
Yeah,
recently.
I had Phil mill the bell housing down on that for me, and he did it, and it worked. He did a really good job on it for me.
He was talking about how gnarly it was.
Oh yeah, he said it was a nightmare to do, but he still did it for me, so I really appreciate that.
Yeah, and he had it like within like 3/10 or something.
Yeah.
Insane.
Oh yeah, dude, the old one looked like somebody did it with the angle grinder. It was bad. For like the actual
rough.
mating surface of the transmission. It was so terrible, and that bell housing was cracked and welded together again.
Yeah, that was an interesting week. You pulled your transmission how many times?
6 or 7, maybe 5.
Yeah, I remember
was a
just
lot.
you pulling it out and then putting it back in and driving
Yeah.
it like one block and
Oh,
then
yeah,
coming
dude,
straight back and pulling it out again.
Exactly. I would pull it out. Dude, I would like have the whole case apart and switch the gear set to the other bell housing in case and put it back in. I could not figure out what was wrong with it, but like the clutch would only go like halfway down and it wouldn't engage all the way or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it was bad.
Yeah,
But I
luckily you
finally got it
figured that
figured
out.
out.
I don't even understand how you figured that out. That was pretty.
It was tough.
crazy.
I spent that whole week. I was just at work in the shop. I would work on all the cars I have to do for work, and then I would stay after and work on the I would push the S14 in and mess with the transmission again. Yeah, I got that. I got it finished 2 days, I think, before we left for Vibes that year. That was the year that was when I did all the sick entries on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Before that.
What'd you end up doing to fix it? Do you remember?
Yeah, so I had to find a different bell housing for the same transmission because the bell housing on the old transmission was shaved down, which is super weird. I'd never even heard of that, but it was shaved down so that the input shaft would go through the adapter plate and like the pressure plate on the motor, but it was still thick enough to go all the way into the crank into the pilot bushing.
Mm-hmm.
So it had to be milled down so the input shaft would stick out more. And I just couldn't figure that out because just looking at it, you couldn't really tell. But I had to do some like comparisons, and I noticed that it was milled down.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried to take that bell housing off and put it on the new transmission, like on the new gear set, but the bearings were different sizes.
Oh.
Yeah, so the two cases weren't the same. So I had to take the new transmission apart, take the case, clean it out, took it to Phil, had him take it to his work when he was doing the machining still, and I gave him the old one and had him measure it and then apply that to the new one and mill it down. And he did it fast for me.
He said that was the best $300 he ever made.
Yeah, it was cool. It was so cool. It was just cool that we were able to figure it out, and I had somebody I knew that could help me and get it done for me. I didn't even care about paying him. I would have paid him more if he wanted me to.
That was just team stuff.
Yeah.
Basically. He was hooking it up.
Yeah, but I got that done and got that tranny together that week, put it together. Then I went out and drove the car, and the clutch was slipping.
Oh, man.
Because there was like half the material was missing off of it, but it wasn't slipping before, so I put it back together thinking that it was going to be okay. So I had to overnight another clutch from Gym Sport. I ordered it through Gym Sport, and then that's when I did the head gasket and the clutch at the same time. So I had I think
Josh was such a good guy. He got you that clutch, didn't he?
I don't know.
Or he got you a new one
he got me the
before,
first one.
The first one.
So I went through 2 or 3 clutches with that motor. But yeah, so at one point in time, the week before Vibes, I had the head off the block, and I also had the tranny out too. So it was just a bare block sitting in there.
Oh, God.
And that was it. And I got it all back together, and it didn't break at Vibes once, except for one axle, I think. No, it broke one axle. I put a new one in it, and I went out and drove it again, and it broke the back bolt off of the diff. So only the front 2 bolts were in the diff, so the diff was like shaking like that.
Doing a weeble wobble.
Yeah. Still drove, though. I did a couple laps with it like that.
That is pure Seth.
Yeah, it actually bent the bolts on the front of the diff, the 2 that go up.
Yeah, we were saying the return of the Seth is going to be pretty violent.
Yeah, I heard that watching the podcast.
Yeah,
I heard that on a podcast once.
Yeah, me too. A couple weeks ago, actually. I
So
think it was this podcast.
Here's something I wanted to ask you. What's like something since you've been gone that you've noticed is like maybe different about the team, or like something like what's some things that you've noticed like about the team since you've been gone?
I have to say the driving has not been as aggressive.
I think the driving hasn't been as
from
like,
what I have
as
seen.
much.
There hasn't been any driving to be had.
Yeah,
There's
that too. Definitely less
A
driving.
lot of bad luck.
I feel like you guys didn't drive a lot last year, which, like you said, it was bad luck. A lot of bad things happened that got in the way of that. I don't know. I feel terrible about it, honestly, but I didn't go to one drift event last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I'm hoping to change that this year.
Yeah.
But it sucks, I know you guys came to one of my races, which I appreciated, and it was sick. But that's fairly close for you at least.
Yeah, it is easier for us to go to a dirt track race than
you guys asked me to go to Vibes, and what
Yeah.
am I gonna do? Drive 6.5 hours over there and then go home?
Spend your whole weekend.
Yeah.
Or at least a whole day.
Yeah, I'm sure it'd be brutal for you to go and not get to really drive.
Yeah, I want to, but the one thing is, driving that far just to get to the track, but then also, like you said, it would kill me to not have my own car and be able to drive there.
Yeah, it was me and Cody, I don't think really did any laps together until I mean, we did some here or there, but like I didn't do any laps of miles. No joke. I didn't do any laps of miles. I did like
It's crazy.
final bout laps, but that was me driving behind him. Or practice, he drove behind me because typical Miles. He was like, well, I just haven't really like figured out the layout yet. And it's like, dude,
sounds
you've been
like
drifting
Isaac
for
to me.
6 years.
Did more laps with Jimmy Oaks than Miles.
Yeah, gotta
Yeah,
have some-
that's cool.
Gotta have
dude,
some Miles slam.
You guys don't understand how jealous I was sitting at home
We made a lot of leaps and bounds this year.
watching
on,
you guys do laps with Jimmy.
on just like connections. I feel like we were moving in connections this year. The driving just kind of didn't work out a lot. A lot of breakage for me because I suck.
It's because of the SR.
It looks good on the internet though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the
But-
driving that we did do was great. It's just the quantity wasn't nearly as high as usual.
Yeah.
But we just set the bar super high the few years before that. And it's hard to just have that good luck again.
Yeah, I think this year will be better for us, but definitely, it's still I don't think is going to be as good as the best. But I think we're getting back there. We just like got to get the cars to the point where they are solid and figured out, and then
Yep.
it's easy, hopefully.
Is there anything else you think is interesting that's changed? Because I'll tell you what, it's you definitely set like a new like people are starting to do a lot more adulting. I feel like ever since you
Yeah,
started
I mean,
doing it.
Don't
Which
get me
is
wrong.
great.
I would love to do 16 events a year and live at my mom's house and stuff like that. But at least for me, that was another big thing for me switching to dirt track racing is being able to, one, save more money, and two, not have it not take up as much of my time. Like,
Mhm.
I'd have to take vacation days and, either that or just straight up take off of work to do events. And, I kind of felt like I can't do that, as
Mhm.
much anymore, at least for right now. So, I got to start building my life a little bit. I feel like, fucking opened up an IRA and bought a house and stuff like that I'm just trying to get something started.
Yeah, you're being smart. Some of us are being dumb.
It's okay. Maybe one day.
Oh, for sure.
I'm just
Yeah,
waiting
I'll be back.
until I can pull out my retirement, my S13.
Yeah, yeah, you should do that.
Yeah,
You better.
It only takes like 5 to 10 years, and you'll be solid.
It's looking
Yeah.
pretty good so far.
Yeah, I'm pretty jealous. Like, man, Seth, he's got it going on. He's living that life.
Trying, dude.
He figured out a lot of things pretty quickly.
Quicker than some people.
Yeah.
Wait, how old are you?
22.
22. Yeah.
22, house owner.
I bought my house when I was 26. So you're ahead of me by 4 years. And I mean, I think, how old were you when you started drifting?
17.
Yeah, see? So you got time to take a break, because I was 26 when I
Yeah.
started drifting. So
That's true.
you got time to take
It's
a break.
kind of weird looking back on it because I feel like you lived a whole separate life when we were doing the drifting things, and then like you're still Seth, obviously, but like that's crazy. Spring on the mic. You're obviously still Seth, but you're like you're living like a completely different lifestyle.
Yeah. I'm just trying to be, I don't know, I'm just trying to set up my life, so I can continue doing cool things, even if that means that I have to slow down on it or maybe stop doing cool things for a short period of time so that I can continue to do them.
He's just
for
taking
longer.
the Kato approach.
What the hell is
There
that?
you go, Ryan Cotto
Oh,
approach.
yeah. Animal style Kato.
Yeah, taking a little step back, and then you're going to come back like fucking crazy.
Yeah. That's the plan.
Just you wait.
Tell you what, if James Carper ever texts me back or finishes out his giveaway and I win that car, I'll be very happy.
Which one would you pick?
Are you kidding me right now?
He's gonna get a JZX90, brother. He's a JZ man.
Yeah, I know.
I think I'm getting something with an RB. Ew.
Yeah, that 33. For some reason, that 33 doesn't even look like a 33.
You didn't
I don't like the sedans.
You didn't win that S13 giveaway they just did?
The blue one? No, I didn't enter in time.
Uh,
I've been nervous the last couple weeks to spend money.
I thought you were in that previously.
No, not in that one. Been in a couple other ones though.
Yeah, you've always been trying to get win
Yeah.
one of those cars.
Well, that'd be a
an easy way to get back into it.
exactly. If I won one of those, I would be able to do both at the same time because I wouldn't have the big expense of having to buy one.
Mm-hmm.
I could at least do a couple events a year or something.
Dude, waffle off your dirt car.
I don't think I'd be able to get that much
I don't
for
think
it.
people. I don't think people would really.
It doesn't have as much hype, at least online.
or versatility.
Yeah, like there's nobody.
Yeah, you can't just drive it around on the street.
No, you can't. That's
Like-
one thing I miss too about drifting is just being a Sunday like today and taking your girl out for ice cream, and it's sunny out and you're just ripping on your
You're just
car.
brake boosting under an overpass.
Yes, I
Third
miss
gear.
that.
Yeah, me too.
Mm.
Riding in the passenger seat and Seth's just doing the biggest brake boost down a residential street.
It's the coolest thing ever, man.
Oh my god. We used to get ignorant on the street. I remember one time, allegedly, we were coming back from Ossian because me and you both work in Ossian area, whatever.
Yep.
And
Wells County.
I was riding with you back after working on your car or something. We were coming back from Ossian for some reason. I was riding with you. We're just going like 70 down the highway, and we're just cruising fourth gear. And I just hear you go, what? And it just spins all the way through fourth, going like full on highway speeds. And I'm not even going to say how fast we went, but we were,
You could say it, just say allegedly before.
well, we were allegedly going like 120 at least, or at least that's
Oh, it
what it
was
felt
faster
and
than
sound
that.
like.
It was faster than that.
Yeah, it was crazy.
If we were in fifth or sixth with the Z transmission at a
Yeah.
high RPM,
Dude, I hate riding with people too. But like, I know that car would never get away from you. Like,
no.
You get it. But
Not unless the road's slightly off camber.
Yeah, exactly.
I never want to. I never want to be in a car for something like that. Like that is not something that gets me stoked. But I remember being like, "Damn, this thing's crazy. It moves out."
Dude, speaking of you not being stoked about being in a car for something like that,
Mm-hmm.
that reminds me about something that you were talking about. You didn't go to any drift events this last year, but you want to go to one this year?
I would like to.
Because
Which one do you think you'd go to?
Do you have one in mind?
No, I don't, because I can't afford to time-wise go somewhere super far away. But I also, I don't know. I mean, there's nothing really, right around the corner.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Well, do you think you saw a drift event this year that you were like, man, I kind of wish I would have went to that, or like I wish that I was still drifting so I could have done that.
Final bout.
The final bout this year sucked for us, sadly.
Yeah, the competition aspect, but besides that, it was pretty good, wasn't
Driving
it?
was sick, yeah.
Or
Driving
besides
was
the turbo issues and whatever else.
I forgot about
had.
that. Yeah, we did get to do some sweet driving. The driving on Sunday was top tier.
Yeah, that's what looked cool to me on the internet that I seen.
Final Bout driving on Sunday was
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah, dude, we went to this event in Michigan. You would have loved it.
Yeah, the Woodward Dream, the Drift India M1
Oh,
Concourse.
yeah.
The,
Dude, I seen some clips from riding around on the street
the Woodward
Dude.
after
Dream
that.
Cruise.
That looks sick.
Dude, I think you'd love the Woodward Dream Cruise part of it.
I think I would.
Like, because it's like you can see the drifting, and then there's stuff outside of that you can also enjoy.
That sounds
Mhm.
fun.
So it
And
would be good.
Detroit's an interesting place.
Yeah, dude, you would love the Detroit lore, like the kind of tour guide that we had when we went to Detroit was next level, and
It was definitely your kind of adventure.
yeah, you would have enjoyed those experiences going to this Coney Dog spot at
Oh, hell yeah.
at midnight, dude. It was crazy because apparently in Detroit there's this thing.
Oh
There-
my god.
There's 2 Coney Dog spots right next door to each other.
Really?
Yeah, one's called Lafayette and one's called American. And we went at like midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning to Lafayette Coney Dogs, and this place was packed out. And the place next door, nobody in it.
Nobody in it.
That's
Nobody
odd.
in
Dude,
Yeah.
and it was huge. It was like triple the size of the one next to it.
Mm.
Like, no joke.
Yeah, it was like you could see it right there in front of your face, like corporate and then like local, and everyone was at the local one.
That's good. That's good to see.
And our tour guide specifically told us to flip off everyone in the American.
Yeah,
Cup
we walked
place.
by, flipped them off, and then we headed down to the pool, which is
Oh, dude, the pool's awesome.
it was awesome, but it's actually disguised as a public,
The art museum's fountain out front.
yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
But it's
my
big
God.
enough you can just hop in.
Wow. And there was
Anytime.
people in there.
Yeah,
We were.
when we got there, yeah.
Wow. That's nuts.
Dude.
It's all allowed there.
That sounds like fun.
They got better things to worry about. We saw a very recent high-speed car collision on one of the streets we drove down.
Oh, yeah. You wouldn't believe what happened directly after we passed that.
2 blocks. Look, so we were going down this road.
This is all alleged. None of this happened.
and
Yeah.
we rolled up on what it looked like someone had collided with a parked car at least 50 miles an hour.
Yep. Like
And-
right then and there.
Yeah, like a cop had just rolled up to the scene. And then 2 blocks away,
We drive past.
allegedly busted it right around this corner
Yeah,
sideways.
someone was street drifting.
Someone was street drifting. I heard and saw it. And the cops were 2 blocks back. Our tour guide he's like, "You're fine." Our tour guide also had no license plate on his vehicle.
Oh, man.
Our tour guide was pretty sick. Around Detroit, apparently there's no laws. You don't need brake lights. You don't need a license plate.
There's no laws.
We go to this gas station. And
Stop signs, and
Stop
red
sign.
lights.
Yeah.
Not real.
He was on, I forget which side. There's the west side and east side of Detroit, and one side is not that bad, and the other side you will get killed, is what he told us.
He was not joking about that.
But he said if you go to the gas station, every gas station in Detroit is the hood.
So you can get killed at any gas station.
So we pull up to this gas station, and there's a ton of people.
Yeah,
It's
did you guys
like,
have guns on you?
no.
I don't even know if that's allowed there. I think it is. Surely it is.
We,
Gotta be. Everybody's got them.
Yeah.
the gas station is just popping off with people. And some guy yells, "Do a burnout." I'm like, there's no way I'm doing a burnout in my drift car at this gas station.
Mind you, you can see red and blue lights
All around.
all around.
Oh, boy.
Our tour guide had other thoughts. He ripped one. And I'm like, well, if he did it, I got to try it.
Oh, man.
And it was on like concrete. And I had Sam in the back and my other buddy Dylan in the passenger seat. And it just spun the clutch.
Oh.
I didn't do it for very long. Like, I realized it quick. And I was like, oh, no. Like, I was a little nervous about going drifting the next day.
Yeah.
But it all worked out. Still on the same clutch, actually.
I didn't take my car out, and thank God I didn't because the head gasket was blown. I wouldn't have made it there and back without a doubt.
Yeah, we would have had a bad time if Sam drove his car.
I was getting absolutely cooked by the guy, too. He was like, "You're an idiot. Why aren't you street driving it?" And I was like, "Trust me, brother. I know there's something wrong with this car.
Yeah.
You're lucky I'm here."
And then, yeah, and so for all those driving around activities, Sam was in the back seat of my car.
Yeah, and I'm a little tweaker.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was not very chill about it.
Yeah, I
honestly.
think the next. And then so the reason that we did all those activities is because we wanted to drive up the night before the event, so we didn't have to drive up in the morning.
Oh yeah, because we were like, we don't want to be tired.
Yeah, and so we ended up staying up all night, and because we didn't have an Airbnb for that night, only the second night. But let me tell you, the Airbnb we had for the second night was pristine, dude.
Oh my
Really?
god,
Dude, it was like a penthouse,
rooftop penthouse
loft, dude. It was
No
like
shit.
it was huge.
in the middle of the city,
Huh.
like Woodward, literally a block away.
You could see the
The
Woodward
burnouts.
cruise and the burnouts from this apartment Airbnb. It was
cool.
It was sweet, and there was like tons of room for everybody. We gotta try and get that same Airbnb
Oh,
like
dude.
you could walk down to the Woodward cruise.
It was quite the debacle trying to figure out how to get up to the room though. It was like a puzzle.
Yeah, the key is in like another box that you have to go ask someone about, but you also have to know the special code.
What was the special code?
I don't know, but also there's no parking.
No parking.
What do you have to do? Park in a parking garage down the road or what?
No, it's like a parking lot around the corner, but it's like you cannot take your drift car to this Airbnb because you're not getting in the trailer or in the parking lot with your truck
really?
and trailer.
Yeah, which does suck.
Yeah.
But dude, you would. I mean, it was a skid pad, so you would have had an absolute ball. But I wish they, everyone wishes they would do the road course, but apparently it's not good for drifting.
Yep. Come out to that event.
And they're doing it this year again.
Come to
That's
that
not
event.
that far, is it? 2 hours?
Detroit, no, it's like 2-3 hours. Not too bad, especially if you ride with one of us, because we'll all be going to that. And I might take my car just for fun. I'm not driving the event, but I'm going just for the Woodward burnouts. Yeah.
Oh, they had us under a tent too.
And
Pit
also,
situation ruled.
I'm not sure if you know this, but you still have time. The Detroit has an insane mini bike scene, so you could just get a mini bike and cruise the streets of Detroit on your mini bike.
That doesn't sound too bad.
I know it kind of sounds badass if you get
I
one.
would actually prefer that.
If you get one, I will too.
Okay.
I'd rather cruise around on my mini bike than my car. Just
Same.
my mini bike gets impounded for burnouts. I'll be fine about that.
Yeah. Probably wouldn't even.
They were definitely letting it fly though.
Oh, they were letting anything fly. I'm talking burnouts literally 6 feet away from a cop in his cop car.
That's crazy.
I'm talking guys driving the wrong way down the road so that they can do another burnout
Yeah,
right in front of the police.
Dude.
This really sounds like a good time.
it is awesome.
I'm talking barbecues just happening right down the road, like on the strip. Dude's got the grills out. It's
Yeah.
insane.
And it's basically everybody in Detroit's there. No joke.
Yeah, for real. You got to come.
What,
Woodward Dream Cruise.
What month is this in, you know?
August, I think.
August?
I'd highly recommend everybody go to the Woodward Dream Cruise.
I
And
probably
if you're
gotta-
there,
I
you might as
probably
well go to
gotta-
the drifting.
Probably got a fucking race
Oh, yeah.
on that day, probably.
Racing's overrated anyway.
Just skip that one.
I can't, dude.
Got to win the points
Do something
championship.
chill. Do something chill. Woodward's definitely not chill. It's the least chill event.
It's hyped up. It's hyped. But
It's very fun though. That was definitely a surprise how sick that was. I mean, I hate to say it, but like the actual like the Woodward Dream Cruise event did definitely I wouldn't say it outshined the actual drifting, but like that was a massive part of it.
Yeah.
oh yeah, helped
Could've
out
added
a
to
ton.
it.
I was
Yeah.
super stoked to go drifting, obviously. I had a bunch of car problems and whatever, but like it was still I don't even talk about being bummed out about that weekend because everything else is sick.
Rules. Drifting rules.
Yep, it does. I really miss it.
You better come back, dude.
Coming back.
It's
Please
gonna
come
be
back.
insane. Well, damn, dude. I think we've done this for like 2 hours at least.
2
2
hours
hours.
and
2 hours.
15 seconds.
Holy shit, let's end it now. I'm just kidding. You guys want to keep going or you want to end it?
We can easily
I
keep
don't know. What do
going.
you want to talk about?
You want to get in some more technical stuff?
Like what?
Why do you like the Kansai driving so much? Because me and you connect on that pretty hardcore.
Because it's fucking sick, dude. You're gonna tell me you're gonna look at cars that are super low, sitting on the ground, going around super slow, not even close to each other, and you're gonna tell me that that's better
He just went straight into
than
it.
two cars backwards going as fast as they can on the wall,
Mhm.
then passing each other, then dooring each other.
Yeah. Well, me and you both kind of grew up on animal style.
Yeah.
So
oh yeah.
I know that when me and you kind of started drifting together, we were both pretty unanimously like,
I totally
this is
forgot
what
to
we were trying
mention
to
that.
emulate.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that earlier when I was talking about me watching YouTube when I was a kid.
Mhm.
Animal style was a huge part of that.
Mhm.
Watching that parking lot video, and I might have even seen a couple other videos, but watching that and playing Forza Motorsport 4 was my first car game.
It definitely
was
kind
sweet.
of hurts me that you. I mean, not like actually like I'm not mad at you or anything, but it definitely hurts me because for years me and you talked about like Super D, watching Super D videos and being obsessed with like
Yep, I still am.
analyzing that those events specifically, and then like having the opportunity to go to one.
Yeah, right after I fucking sold my car.
And that was kind of like sucked because
Dude,
I planned to go to that event. I had everything planned for it things fell through. I'm glad that I didn't end up committing to it because I would have went there and my car would have never lasted. It would have overheated the whole time.
That would have sucked being all the way over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, it hurt me too, dude. I was just sitting there and I get a DM from the Super D page. Hey, would you like to come out and drive our event?
Yeah.
Like, dude, if fucking 14-year-old me saw that I got that text message,
yeah,
I wouldn't have believed it, you know?
That was a different, like, that just sucks that, like, we spent, like, you know, I guess hindsight, we didn't, like, spend a million years building our, like, repertoire to be invited to something like that, because we were shooting for that.
Yep.
And practicing for it, and, like, we were committed to that style of driving, and I feel like we emulated it, at least, like, to the best of our abilities in our area. And that was, I don't even know if, we weren't, like, the first people to do it, obviously, because we were kind of following the Bobby's Crew formula that they were kind of putting out for us.
For sure.
Vance and Josh at the time. But we didn't really have people around us that made it very supported to go and do, like, an event like that, which that was a different time. But nowadays it's cool. That event is such a big deal now. I wish we could have done it, and hopefully when you do it again, we'll be able to do it.
I really hope so. I would
Cody
love
too.
to.
Yep, I'd like to go.
We had the perfect cars for it. You were the first one on the team to, like, jack your car to the moon.
Dude, it's just like I need to know about a year in advance to go that I'm going to California.
Yeah, something that big.
We even kind of knew a year in advance, but it's just so hard to make sure that it works out. Like, me and Miles were committed to going with, there was only a month till the event, and it all fell apart. And obviously, I'm glad that it fell apart because it would have been a massive disaster, and I probably would have pulled a Seth and just sold everything and, like, bought a house or something.
Dude, I really did sell everything.
You did.
I sold every single thing I had to do with drifting.
And you are an idiot. You sold all that stuff way too cheap.
I know. I just wanted to get as much money as possible to get me started into this new chapter. And it worked.
Yeah.
I was able to afford it. We got a couple flip cars at that same time too. Made some more money.
Yeah.
So I was able to buy a Duramax and an enclosed trailer and the race car all within the same time period.
Yeah, over the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that driving though. You jacked your car up first, had it all set up right, like, and you're a setup guy. Like, I've always.
I think I just winged it really.
You did wing it, but you had the right idea.
The only thing I've ever measured is toe and camber. I guess I would measure the arms for the caster, which is totally wrong because cars bend obviously, and it's not gonna be the same. But I would just look on both sides for the caster, and then I would measure the camber with my phone. I would lay a wood piece over the wheel, I'd measure the camber. And
you went straight to. You had the C's garage knuckle on your car, which is kind of similar to B knuckle, but you went straight to like setting, like, the formula that they kind of recommend.
Yeah,
and it paid off. Like, you could tell you could drive the car the way to actually make it look like that style, which is part of the battle. You can make your car look crazy and have a crazy livery, but
if
you need
to
make it.
If you drive like a bitch, you know.
Well, it's not even
cool.
driving like. I don't even think that that's necessarily it, but, like, you have to drive a certain way to get the car to look and, like, drive that style, I guess. I think you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you know, you can't just feed the wheel and transition on B knuckle.
No.
You can't.
No.
It will not fucking turn.
You got to
just
do driving that thing.
Yeah. You have to weight transfer it just to do a normal transition.
Ooh, this is interesting. Me and you were, because of Josh, once again, he's going to come up 150 times. Me and you were, like, hucking backies in our slow cars at E-Town, trying to, like, figure that out in those cars. But, like, tons of front pressure, and then when you got to the S14, it was still high pressure in the front.
Whenever I got to the S14, I think all that stuff paid off. Like, literally everything I had tried to learn and figure out before all came into effect that one day at Vibes, whenever they had the actual suite entry set up. And I was
Yeah.
able to actually apply those, skills or whatever you want to call it that I've learned. I think that's why it worked out so good, because it was everything, the setup, the car setup, the learning how to drive the car like that,
Yeah.
and then actually having a track I was able to do that on.
And those
Worked
N
out.
style cars,
Yeah.
they drive damn close enough to how our cars are set up.
For sure.
You're probably getting used to, you've gotten a lot more comfortable with the whole knuckle setup, and you know how important the setup is now.
Yeah, it's got to be right. I mean, if it's off, it definitely matters. It's like one thing I used to say is if my car was like messed up, I could drive around it, but now it's a little more difficult with like if you got like I don't know, like my E36 with like an SLR kit, it felt like I could have a fucking tie rod be bent and my toe would be way the fuck off and I could still drive that car like totally fine. The car drove itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like you barely had to do any work.
Dude, you remember when your inner was almost falling out when we had 4 or 5 people in it in Pennsylvania driving on the street?
Yeah.
He's like, the steering feels weird. And then we get back to the track and your inner tie rod's like about ready to fall off.
Yeah.
Unscrewing.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but like the S chassis, it's got to be a little bit more dialed to like. I mean, you could probably still drive it, but just not the way that you want.
Yep.
Like you just want to drive it a certain way. That's why you spend so much time setting it up that way, is to get it to do exactly what you want.
And I hate to say it, but I think that you guys can probably agree that you can't get your car to do those things without setting it up right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's sad. It sucks because let's also be honest here. If the car could drive exactly like that and you could lower it 1.5 inches in the front, we would do it.
Yep. I'd have to agree with that.
But you can. It hits everything. It, you know, blah,
I mean,
blah,
it's
blah,
just,
blah, blah.
It makes everything a pain if your car's that low in the front. I mean, it looks cool, but, man, loading it in the trailer, driving it on the street, I mean, makes everything. I mean, a certain amount of low is okay and manageable. It's not like our cars are fucking
let's
super high.
Our cars previously, before the S chassis, those were slammed.
Oh, yeah.
Your Z, fully slammed.
It was.
I remember putting that PPM angle kit on it and like...
Dude, when we first put it on...
We were like, oh no.
It sat, the fender sat on the tire. It was crazy.
Yeah, we've all driven low cars.
Mm-hmm.
Very low cars.
Dude, I used to drive to this house when I had the Z, and I used to hit a small bump on the interstate, and the subframe would hit the ground.
Mm-hmm. Crazy.
It was a terrible noise. I don't miss that.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of sucks that our cars have to be raised like that, but it's 100% worth the trade-off.
For sure.
I've started to like the look of it just because it looks the way that it drives.
Yeah. It looks aggressive. You know, you see a car like that, you're thinking, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's the whole package.
That guy gets down.
It's the whole package.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just raised the front of my car 2.5 inches.
2.5 inches?
Yeah, dude, the front of my car was low as hell. It was like fucking... It was like the tire was under the fender almost in the front.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I said, you know, it drove like decent, but I had to do like insane clearancing on the inner fender well.
Yeah, his was hitting the like near the top.
Yeah, and it was still hitting a little bit. So yeah, I raised it up.
I'm gonna lower my car.
I raised it up like not
really
like
I'm gonna lower it like 1/2 inch in the front.
Yeah,
nothing crazy.
They'll probably be the same exact height now.
Yeah,
his car was like way higher than mine.
Way high, which is it really drove great. I was just wondering if I can get away with lowering it 1/2 inch. Which hopefully I can. If I can't, I'm gonna raise it back up. But ideally, lower it a little bit.
Yep.
I definitely don't like. It's definitely got to have some rake on it. It's got to have a little bit of rake. That reverse rake, whatever. I think it's kind of ironic. Some people like going the rake the other way. It's like you make fun of the reverse rake, but then you rake it the other way, and it's like
the normal rake looks retarded in my opinion.
Yeah,
looks like a drag car.
Yeah, nose down.
All right, can we close this out with what your guys' goals are for this year?
Oh man,
What do you want to accomplish this year?
I want to do like more like problem-free driving. You know, who doesn't want that?
He wants his life simple.
That's a hard goal with SR20.
Yeah, I know. I just
His car's pretty works really
Yeah.
good.
yeah.
Not yours
It
though.
had a motor issue. It had one motor issue. Yeah, mine is not reliable.
Honestly, it's like more like teamwork. Like
We definitely realized a lot of it was just no one being really prepared.
yeah, like being prepared for things, communicating, all being on the same page about stuff. That's what's most important to me this year. Not only like doing that myself, but holding everyone else accountable for that
Yeah, we lost a lot of accountability the last year. Just like keeping each other.
in check.
Yeah.
You know, and we might be like strict. Other teams might be like, oh, you can do whatever you want as long as you know, drift sometimes or whatever. But that's just not how we do things here.
Yep.
And if you don't like it, you know, whatever.
I just don't like wasting my time. If we're going to do it, we should do it for a reason.
That's true.
To be as good as it can be, not half-ass it.
Just do it. Well, I feel like we've always done it for ourselves. We're doing it because we want to be good at doing it, and we think it's fun to be good at stuff.
I have to
And,
agree with that. It's always
yeah.
better if you're good at doing something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even if it's just for yourself, like just being satisfied with how you're
Yeah.
doing it on your own or whatever. I feel like let me see, what are my goals? Well, right now my goal is to put my car together and then drive it onto a mountain.
Not
So,
off of a mountain,
yeah.
though.
I
Not
have
to be confused.
to complete any other goals this year. I'm going to have to complete that goal.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna deal with that one first. If possibly we make it past that goal, low chance, possibility. I think that it would be a pretty good. I would have a pretty good year if I didn't pull the head off my car. But I feel like I'm preparing myself. I'm setting myself up for a better season.
That's good.
But if we make it past that, I think probably the goal is to try and make it to the main stage for final bout. Just because we
That'd be cool.
haven't made it happen in the last couple of years.
That's another thing I would love. That's one of the events I would love to go do, just to go hang out in Chicago,
Yeah.
like with the drift cars on the street.
Yeah.
Like that'd be a lot of fun.
It's
Looks
just like
lot
a
of fun.
bucket list.
Yeah.
I feel like we've done a lot of hard work. I don't think that like that's our end all be all goal as like a team, but I feel like we owe it to ourselves to. I had this conversation with Cody.
Yep.
We owe it to ourselves to actually try and how did I put it? Not we put all this time and stuff into it. It kind of just feels silly to like look back on when we started it with like the hopes to drive events like that, and like if we were back then looking forward, it would really suck if we like saw the shape that we were in last year. And just like, yeah, you owe it to yourself back then, you know, like we have all the assets to reach the goals that we're like shooting for, and if you just do the work for it, then theoretically it should work out eventually. So I'm trying to just kind of not necessarily get it out of the way, but like those goals are right in front of us and they're so achievable. So it's like,
sure.
why aren't we shooting for that now so that we can kind of check that off our box and then grow past stuff like that. But it sounds kind of cliche.
It's all right. I think you guys can do it.
Yeah.
I think those are very, very achievable.
I mean, I know that there was probably a point in time a few years ago where we didn't think we'd ever get to drive an event like Final Bout. Like but it was always like we want to do something like that, or a Super D, or
Yep.
Vibes was on that list. There's a lot of those events that are on that list and we're checking them off. So
Yep.
Solid plan.
you think we have any team goals that you want to get done?
No, just the things I said previously about team goals.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I meant like driving wise.
No, not really.
Okay, sick.
I think we gotta start at the bottom again.
Yeah,
Rebuild from the bottom.
we're doing it. We're doing it. I feel like we got some freaking momentum going into this year. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
everybody's working.
We've already got a really solid base. We just gotta
We just got to hit our points when they come up.
Exactly. That's all.
You know, nail it when it matters. Drive good when you're supposed to. Have fun when you're supposed to. Work when you're supposed to. It's pretty easy sounding.
Yep, I'm with it.
Well, sick.
Thanks for being here, Seth. Thanks
Thanks
for
for
Seth,
having
you're
me.
the man.
I
coming.
missed you guys.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
we missed you.
Good to hang out and record it
Yes.
for the world to see.
Yep. I'm gonna go back and watch this.
Oh,
Me
for
too.
sure.
We will too.
We're gonna have you on again, hopefully.
Please, I would love that.
Mhm.
I would love that.
Getting some more controversial stuff.
I can't
Less.
promise I'll bring another sweet sign next time.
Mhm.
Well, you won't be invited back until you have one.
Damn it.
Yeah, find something cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the guy on it better have a sick mustache. I'm just kidding. You don't have to give us those. You can keep the Dale signs.
Oh,
Alright.
dude, I have so many of them. I could spare one.
Oh, sick. We'd even settle for an ashtray if you have
If
one.
I'm honest, I almost brought over one Dale Earnhardt Jr. and one Dale Earnhardt Sr.
Oh my
Plaque.
God!
I didn't think that you would want them, so I didn't bring them.
Come on, man.
Bring
You
it
want
on.
'em?
Bring it on.
I'll bring them. They're special. They have pieces of the cars on them.
Oh, bring them on.
Dude, we were gonna transform this basement. I'll tell you that about
Okay.
that off the camera.
All right.
All right, everybody. This was a podcast by us.
Yeah. Thanks to you guys, everybody, for coming to the Smoking Section podcast. Brought to you in part, actually fully, by Rush Hour Productions. Hopefully you like this and you want a podcast done by them. You can have it done.
Hey, if you did make it this far, we really need reviews on Spotify to help with this.
Yeah, and let us know in the comments of things how you feel about
Yeah.
the podcast and how much
Please.
it sucks
Yeah,
or
let us
is
know.
good. Yeah, don't let Seth know.
We're
Let me
always
know.
trying to make this podcast a little bit better, and you guys help with that. If you guys are the ones listening to it.
Yep. Thank you. Good night.